The show is dope, fresh, and real. I'm listening to NWP.
Y'all funny as fuck.
You are now listening to NWP Podcast. Keep your ears open and your mouth closed, nigga.
Yeah. I'm feeling that pain, it's hitting your brain. Feeling the same, switching lanes. In my hoop to kill a grip in that grain. Where my hood at? With my black sisters and brothers increasing in numbers for justice. Take your fist and just pump it. Where you at, nigga? You my black nigga. They wanna put us on the camera when we act ignorant. But nigga, put me on the camera when I act civil. Lies, 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 lies.
What's up, people?
Good morning.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
What up, though?
What's up?
I am JG.
I'm Mr. Terrific. That was
abrupt.
Yeah, my bad.
I wanted some music in the background.
Me too.
My bad.
You gotta say it dry now.
Yeah. I'm Astronaut Jones.
That was dry.
It was.
I said my name with the music, so
You
It
did.
ain't the same, man.
It was flaky on ours.
Maybe next week.
Oh, now the music's back after we finished introducing ourselves. Must be nice.
Welcome to NWP Podcast, episode 103. 103.
Special.
Is that like a
I don't know.
fraternity calls or something?
No.
We got a special guest in the building. Sorry, I was trying to plug in my charger. We got a very, very special guest in the building.
Special.
We were trying to say it off air so I can get it correct because I get tongue tied frequently.
What is it?
Social Sushi
Oh.
co-founder
Uh-oh.
Jacob is in the building. Make
There
some
we
noise.
go.
Hey!
Jacob. What up, though?
What's going on, man? Before we even start, Social Sushi. What is it?
Yes, sir. So, literally, I have to start with what it was first.
Okay.
So, so I left Detroit for about 4.5 years, doing the engineering thing. Chose to basically retire, quotes. Right. Yeah, did that. So I came back home, networking my butt off. It didn't matter if it was nonprofits, for-profits, young professionals, old professionals, music, technology, everything. Because I wanted to make sure that folks that wanted to do something, I was able to either connect them to a resource or like a place, a thing, or something like that. Because while I was away, folks were just like, when I was telling them I was interested in moving back home, they're just like, for what? Don't do it. Like, it's nothing happening here. Do not come back. And it killed me because at the time I'm hearing from the outside, folks were just like, oh, you from Detroit? This one lady at one of my jobs, she was like, oh, Jay, where you from? I said, from Detroit. And she says, but you're such a nice guy.
Whoa.
I was like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So, like, just thinking about, how we're kind of impacted by, at that time, this is like pre-2012 or 2010, basically. And
So we don't really have the
right,
everything we
got
have now.
Right. We ain't got the Dan Gilbert.
It's like Detroit's in bankruptcy,
Oh, yeah.
Kwame's.
Well,
like,
not even, I think at this point we weren't even in bankruptcy yet, but it was like looming and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But at the end of the day, we just didn't have a dope downtown that most, large urban cities have. And I think that was the real kind of like issue with Detroit. Like, we just didn't have tourism like some of these other places have. We still, Chicago, New York, all these other places, they got crime just like we do.
Yeah.
It's just that they got the tourism to kind of like detract from
hide
it.
it.
Yeah.
So, so on the outside, I feel like we getting stabbed. On the inside, I feel like, so we bleeding eternally from people just here just has, like, a lot of folks just have no hope for here. And the goal is to get away versus, diving in and figuring out how we can do this thing. And so it was really that really encouraged me to just move back home and just dive in. And I was using my Facebook and all that kind of stuff to share a lot of dope stuff and dope people doing some dope stuff. In fact, I was doing it so much that folks thought I still lived here. And these weren't people that I knew or anything like that. I just saw it, shared it. And so when I came home, I would bump into the people just like, oh, you're the guy that was sharing all that stuff or whatever. And at the time, I had a technology startup called repyourcity.com, which is now defunct or whatever. It's hard to even say that because that was my baby.
Is it like, was it REPYO City?
No, it was actually YOUR, so it's spelled the right way.
But
Rep Yo City was like the radio.
I remember seeing that somewhere.
Yeah, it was like Rep
Was
Yo
that
City
Petey Pablo?
24/7 or something like that.
Petey Pablo said
Oh,
that?
yeah. The song, yeah. The song.
Rep Yo City.
Right.
Who remembers
Right.
this guy?
Of course I did, because I was so into the Rep Your City thing. Because I just wanted to create a platform for people in their cities to kind of, represent for themselves versus letting the media do it. But anyway, Yeah, came back home, dove in. I saw that there was dope stuff happening in all these different small circles and stuff, and I'm just like, what can we do to bring these folks together? And thought that sushi could do it. So our very first event was actually to promote another business idea I had. We just like, okay, we're going to bring people together from all these different backgrounds, and we're going to call it Social Sushi. Cool. People came. It was really diverse, like in age, race, backgrounds, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And it just kind of went from there.
So what gave you, to go back a little bit, what gave you the passion and the drive to post other people's stuff? Because people outside of the city, mainly in the city, think we all have a crab in a bucket mentality. So what gave you that drive and that gumption to be like, yo, all right, I don't know these people, but I think it's dope. I'm going to repost it.
For sure. I think that was a huge misconception, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? The fact that we don't work together and stuff like that. I think we do. I think sometimes some people are just around the wrong people. Like, you need to change your crew. Like, if you're, you know what I'm saying, people around you not supporting what you're doing, then you might have the wrong crew.
Dream killers.
Right, exactly. And it's real. And so for me, in order for our city to really powerfully, bounce back or whatever the case may be, that it was folks that are already here doing it. Of course, like now in this age, it's like popular to move back now and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But at this time, I needed people that are here to know that, there are people making some dope stuff happening. Like there's magic happening in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like you just got to get privy to it. And so the biggest thing is like, you don't know what you don't know. So if they don't have access to people that are doing these amazing things, whatever, like what does that look like from a hope perspective? Like how do we instill hope in people? Especially folks that, of course, like one of the biggest conversations is always like, how do you engage to disengage? It's just like, let them see what, just flood them with like dope stuff that's happening. It's just like, oh, okay, I can go support that or whatever the case may be. And they may get inspired by that or whatever. So, it was more so like this. And even now I'm using this hashtag called #BetterTogether. Because I really believe in that. Like, we can do some amazing things if we work together. And working together don't necessarily mean that I have to do something with the next guy. It just might mean I'm supporting, or just if I can't give cash and support him, like in this product or whatever the case may be, or invest, I can at least share and use my social capital. Like, we got different forms of capital. We just don't know that we have it.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I'm sure this is like a term already used, but social capital. Like, how did you, was it a point that you realized like, all right, my social media is capital. It's not, I don't have to always spend money. I can repost or share or, send this to a friend that I know needs a screen printer company or a podcast to go on to. So how did you know that your social media was a form of capital?
I think, so initially I started sharing positive posts and stuff like that, like just every day, a positive quote or something like that in the morning, whatever. And I had people walk up to me, he was like, listen, that post that you made the other day, it did it for me, man. I appreciate you posting that. And I continue to start to hear that more and more, even to the point of like, when I share something and folks be like, oh, I came because you posted about it. Like, word? Like, that's what's up. So now, I'm not as out there as much because I'm working on my business now, but I will click interested on the event, and now people would be like, oh, yeah, I went because I saw that you were, like, you know what I'm saying, that you had, I was able to see it. Yeah. It was now in my timeline because I rock with the stuff that you post or that you're going to be at. And so, like, part of it is, like, me adding validation to somebody's event just by saying I'm interested. Like, dude, that's crazy. So, I think, like I said, more exposure. Like, folks are just like, how do you find out about this stuff? Like, I just happen to follow,
just go on my
using Twitter. Like, I used to even use groups in Twitter or whatever. So it's like, if there's music people, I would put people in the music category. If there's like technology, I would used to put people in the technology category.
I feel like I'm underusing my Twitter then. I don't have no groups. Like, I just got my whole full righteous and ratchet timeline. I just be like, all right, cool. Like, here y'all go. Like, here's what I'm thinking right now. But take us back to that first event. After that first event, what was your mindset after? Like, how did you feel? Like, okay, sushi social. The other way. Social sushi. I keep. It's like it's easier to say the other way. Right. Social sushi. Like, how did you feel after that first event?
I felt, and inspired to keep going, really. Rep Your City was still going at the time, and my whole goal for Rep Your City was not just to have a digital component online, but also to have that impact offline. So, in fact, the thing that we were promoting was a loyalty program created to try to incentivize people to do stuff outside. Like, okay, you liked it on Facebook, that's cool, but like actually come and like create points or something like that, some type of like, reward system for that. And because of your activation or like your commitment to supporting, different events and all that kind of stuff, businesses will reward you for like, all right, you can come get 10% off since you out here, like
you're
supporting
in the
community and all that kind of stuff. And like I at least had like a roster of about 15 to 20 businesses that were interested at the time to support what we were doing. And so at that point I was just like, oh dude, we really got something now. Not thinking that Social Sushi was going to one day become a sushi lounge or like catering or anything like that. So from there, man, the folks are just like, yo, like that was really great. When's the next one? And it was just like,
what year is this?
I don't know.
Around
This
what
is
year
2012.
Okay. Wow.
And actually, our very first event, we weren't even doing the sushi. Like we had it at a sushi restaurant, but actually a Chinese restaurant that happened to serve sushi. It was Wahoo. It was downtown. They're now closed, but
I think I'm familiar with
Yeah.
Wahoo. Was it like off of Fort?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Right around that way. Yep.
Sorry, Wahoo.
Yeah. It happens.
You're a footnote in the story now, at least.
Right.
So how do we tell us those years from 2012 to winning demo day?
For sure.
Like what happens in between to know like, okay, we have something.
For sure. So we do a couple more events. Actually, our third event, which is crazy how it all comes back around. Our third event, I think, either third or fourth event, was sponsored by Quicken, which was awesome because it was like we new to this, and what I'm saying, they actually believe in what we're doing. Cool. And it was at the Madison building downtown, and it was like a ridiculous amount of people. It was our largest event at that time. It was like maybe 80 to 100 people there.
Wow.
And it was great. And we learned a lot, of course, because it's like, we at no point at that point didn't have anything that large. The first event was probably about 20, 30 people, give or take. And we weren't trying to push for, having the max amount of people. It was more so quality over quantity type of thing.
Of course.
But yeah, so we did a few events where we either did it at a place that had the food. That was actually Wahoo was our only one where they actually had sushi. My uncle is actually a sushi chef, and he's been doing Japanese cuisine for like almost all my life or whatever. And so he introduced me to a guy that gave him his first job at like 14, 15 years old, which is a Japanese guy named Koji. And he introduced me to him. We kind of like hit it off, whatever. And so he became my supplier, basically. So like if I needed to do a large event or whatever, he was my guy. You know what I mean? So I was able to, I can do 10, 15, 20 people event, or I can do 200, 300 people event because I had him. And he has his own catering company at the time or whatever. So it all worked out in that way. So
you right, it worked out, baby.
So yeah, man. Again, so every event we ever done, whatever, or if folks like, hey, I want you at my event, those type of things. So we took quite a few L's because we we're just like, oh yeah, you want us at our event? Cool, we'll bring some sushi, some trays, whatever, we got you, whatever. And we would try to sell it, by piece and that stuff like that. And so it didn't always work out where we made money. You know what I mean? It was more so just building this brand and all this other kind of stuff. And it just continued to grow. Folks are just like, yo, there's no sushi in Detroit. Like, where you located? I'm just like, we not a space. Like, we just a thing. Like, and we heard it so much that it was just like, yo, you know what? Let's put together a business plan and kind of see what could be in the future. Not that we were like interested in doing it like in the next year or like maybe 5 years from now, maybe we can, put the business plan together now, what I'm saying, see what the future could look like. And so we put that together, and literally maybe 2 weeks after putting that plan together, I got hit up by actually Phil Cooley, the unofficial mayor of Corktown, basically. And he had this project where he was working with college students, Lawrence Tech University students and Western International High School students. And they were like doing a shipping container project. I said, we're going to put a shipping container on Roosevelt Park right in front of the old train station. And he was like, you can pitch to the students and see if they like what you're doing, and go from there. But there'll be some other people pitching as well. I'm like, cool, bet. Pitch to the students. They heard us. Next day, they're just like, all right, they chose Social Sushi. Like, what? Okay. So now here we are about to open a sushi restaurant in shipping containers in the city park, built by college and high school students. It was like, dude, like, this is magical. Like this is what's up right here. Because I always figured, like, if we can show and prove us being able to do that, what other type of ways can we help? So our rent was actually going to help maintain the city park or whatever.
Okay.
So it was a dope idea and all that kind of stuff. And as some people know, with like different and dope ideas in Detroit, like,
What you mean?
I mean, like, just I think it takes a long time for dope, innovative ideas to really pop off in Detroit from, what I'm saying, whether that's a permitting end or like just doing something that's never been done before. It's like, how do we even do this? Let's create how we do it. Like, not to say like we never done it before, so we don't know, but like, how do we work together to create the processes for making this a possibility? And so, but anyway, it didn't happen. We put a lot of time and effort into that project, and it kind of fell off. And so we started doing pop-ups at a place called Our Detroit Vodka, which was not too far away. And to go, I mean, they wanted us to be there every single day. And it was just like, yeah, I mean, nah. But trying to get the liquor, I mean, not the liquor license, the food permit and stuff like that. We needed like a 3-compartment sink in the back, and like they didn't have that and all that kind of stuff. So we literally had to pay. It's like a food license for 14 days food license. Mm-hmm. It's like $250. So we would have to pay $500 a month just to operate, not including what they were trying to charge us, where they were charging us to have access to the space, which didn't make any sense at the same time, because I'm like, we're bringing all our customers to you. I gotta say it initially, but like, yeah, after you see that we're popping this place off.
Yeah, it's like you get more business if we bring people here. So
Right. I mean, I understand. I mean, it was like, it wasn't a huge cost or anything. It was like, helping with cleaning fees, whatever the case may be, which is cool, whatever. But we were there for probably almost about a year. Mm-hmm. And we were just doing Fridays or Saturdays. It was Saturdays, actually. We were doing Saturdays, and they were going really well. And it got to the point where it just didn't make sense to do it from a financial standpoint anymore. And we had to move on. And it kind of left some sour taste, you know what I'm saying, from the relationship standpoint. But I had to make the best decision. So the decision was, let's stop doing this. We'll focus on doing catering and all that kind of stuff. And looking for another space at this point. So now we're in the thick of, like, we are definitely opening the
Around
sushi.
what year
lounge.
is this?
So this is just 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So we just like, yep, we definitely doing. Well, actually, yes. So like this is early 2015, I believe. So we not long after we were doing the pop-ups at Our Detroit, we ended up getting we applied for Motor City Match and was able to get in and win Motor City Match.
So for the people out there who aren't familiar with Motor City Match, what is that?
So Motor City Match is a $150,000 grant that they're giving away every quarter in the city of Detroit to building owners and business owners. Okay. And it's like, well, the match thing initially was just really so kind of figure out how to match people are looking for space with people with space.
Gotcha.
For the most part. So the opportunity, which is amazing because as I was looking for space, it was very difficult to try to get a call back from any of the spaces I ever called. Like in a year, 2 years time span, like I never got a call back.
Is that just? I think that's realty in Detroit. Like it's like you don't know who owns it. It's like
it's crazy. It's a mysterious process.
Yeah,
and I'm like, but somebody else got to hold of it because now they're opening that space now.
Exactly.
So it's like, what the heck? So this program allows you to be able to. It has a database of the places, the contacts, the condition of the building, all that kind of stuff for all these spaces that are available now in the city. With the folks that are applied to the program. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because like you can literally just set up a meeting or whatever the case may be, or Motor City Match is doing like tours. So you can come in together with other business folks and tour some of the spaces and be like, yeah, I like this. Like, let's talk further, which is cool. Which I think is a game changer in having access to, property and stuff like that. But, So we won Motor City match. So we had a $45,000 grant.
Yeah.
Which is cool. They ain't write the check yet, so. But
cut
Write
the check.
the check.
Right.
Right. What's
not
going
official.
on?
It's not official.
CTC. Cut the check.
Quit delaying.
No, but we won with a property on Livernois 6 Mile. So I don't know if
That's
you
a
guys
good
are
area.
into this, what's happening over there right now. But
Fashion
It's
district.
going down.
well, that's further down. So the
Oh, yeah,
Avenue
yeah.
of Fashion is Livernois 7 Mile,
Seven.
between
Yeah.
7 and
Seven,
like
yeah.
Auto Drive.
Yeah,
basically.
I was driving.
So Livernois 6 Mile is like right across from UOD. There's a space right there. There's all this money that's being thrown to the Fitzgerald neighborhood. In fact, the mayor is kind of like hinging, I think, his reelection on like the development of like 3 neighborhoods: Grandmount, Rosedale, I believe.
I know that's a big
West
one right now.
Villages, and Livernois 6 Mile. So
I used to work
like-
at the Sprint store right on the corner right there.
Oh, word?
You,
Nice.
you did too. Yeah, we used to work at the Sprint store right there on the corner.
up?
The
Yeah.
Sprint
Metro
Metro.
store.
Yeah,
Right, right.
Metro store
Right
too.
at
Shout out
McDonald's.
to everybody
Yeah.
getting it in by
Right.
the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right. McDonald's and Nicky
Nicky
D's.
D's.
Yeah.
Nicky D's.
So
across the street
where's the
from
location
Shop.
at? Is it the Molly? I
AKA
know Molly Molly is
Mickey
closed. I know it's closed. The Molly Molly is closed.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no. So that location that we won was like right across the street from UOD. So it's
Okay.
like right, we know where the bike shop is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
what you're
literally
talking
next door to there. So that's where we're going to go.
for it.
But now, it was like some just miscommunication type stuff and all other kind of stuff with the
about. Politics
space.
as usual.
So literally, they tried to get us into a space with like 2 or 3 other tenants type of thing in a small, space or whatever, and it just didn't work out. So we were looking further, like closer to 7 Mile, because one, I live over there, so like there was a space that was available like 3 blocks away from where I lived on Livernois. And it was just like, yo, I want this space. Like, I think this is dope. It's like right here. It's walking distance from University of Detroit, Sherwood Forest, Permanent Woods, Green Acres. Like, I want to be closer to here. Like, I did the college students. They're cool, but most college students are broke. So, like, I'm not trying to cater to them too much.
That ain't my target audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And so magic happened, man. We ended up meeting a realtor. I was at 1917 American Bistro, ran into this guy named Jay. I'm like, Jay, cool, let's work. Told him what we were looking to do. He was like, all right, if I can run into anything, I'll let you know. Give me a call back and say, hey, I got some people that are looking. They were looking to invest in some residential, but I told them that I know somebody that's dope that's looking for a commercial space, and they're interested. And so they did their little homework on us, whatever. We met, and it was like perfect. Like they like, yo, we'll buy a building if you go be a tenant. Like it makes sense. We love what you're doing. We like what you're about. Like let's work. And so that building that I wanted, I told them about it. They made an offer on that building. The guy ended up pulling the real estate off the market. Like you know what? Like no, I got all this interest. I want to keep the building. And so we started looking at other spaces. Actually, they found a space across from Mary Grove on 6 Mile.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, this is cool, but
It's kind of
It ain't
far.
what I'm
You
looking
at.
know, like Marygrove is what 6 in
Wyoming.
yeah, basically.
Wyoming.
And like it, I mean, I think that area is definitely going to come up too. But I think it's going to take some time. And especially if there's not like a game plan for like, yo, we go block the whole block and we go transform it like this, right? So
if
doing
you're the
one
only
spot,
person on it,
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And for my first restaurant, like, do I really want to take that? You know what I'm saying?
risk.
That little.
because you see restaurants popping up all the time. It's
period.
just like, so it's like, I get what you mean by not wanting to take that risk.
Yeah. And it was just like, I mean, yeah, I was just like, this is cool. I can probably fit my head around the space, but nah, I don't think this is it. And it was just like, okay, well, we'll keep looking on Livernois there on 7 Mile. Yeah, so they end up, the guy ended up putting the building back on the market, and they got first right of refusal or whatever. They was able to purchase the building. So now we got the building that I actually wanted.
So take us to now you got the building you wanted. Is this at the time of demo day or is demo day after?
So demo day is after. We were basically like literally a week away from signing the lease, and I get a call from the guy from the Livernois 6 Mile space. So the people that were supposed to go in that space with us, one has officially opened over in Corktown, which is Ima. It's a like a ramen or udon type place or whatever. It's black on spot, so check that
Upscale
out.
ramen noodles.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So check that out. It's black on business.
What's it called
over
again?
there. Ima.
Ima.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
IMA.
young Ima.
Yeah. But also Livernois and 6 Mile, so the organization that's Live 6 was supposed to go in that building too, and I think they're moving to a building on 6 Mile now. So now the guy's like,
right.
Hey,
I need you.
Let me call you real quick. I'm just like, but I reached out to you several times.
You know
and
how
you
that
hit me
go,
back.
you know
But
how
now
that
here
go.
you are talking about something like, yo, let's make this happen. And then like, you know what I'm saying, there's some opportunities for some extra money on the table too. It's just like,
oh, hey.
of course.
New phone. Who did?
But yeah, no.
hey, big head.
right. So yeah, so no, I was just like, I just can't, this awesome relationship with these landowners, building owners now and all that kind of stuff. They've come to every pop-up we've ever done, basically, for the most part, whether it's house parties. So we've done house parties in the neighborhood. So we did a Detroit golf party, Sherwood Forest, University District. So we bring neighbors together. They're just like, oh my God, this is dope. Like, where you going to be located? Oh, but glad you asked. Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a cool marketing tool where we're actually getting paid to market. Like,
Yeah, that's dope.
it's like a no-brainer. But yeah, we went ahead and signed that lease with the space, and I'm super happy. The waiting game has been crazy from shipping containers to doing pop-ups at our Detroit. We end up
5 years.
actually start working with Queens Bar. We did pop-ups at Queens Bar, which is another partially black-owned space too.
Queens
And,
black-owned?
Yeah, one of the guys is black. So, but yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. So he was actually we did pop-ups at what is it called? What's the name of it? It's a like the jazz bar over by what's that park?
Cliff Bell?
Cliff Bells.
Okay.
So he was managing Cliff Bells at the time, and we were doing some pop-ups over there. So that's where a relationship started. Then when he got his own space, he's like, "Yo, we gotta work." And we ended up doing it, and those end up being our most successful pop-ups, even more so than what we were doing at our Detroit. And we weren't charged for the space. He has a large commercial kitchen in the basement. They made mad money at the bar. It was a beautiful win-win-win relationship, right? And they got a dope deck.
I just want to say to the last bar that y'all was at, that's how you supposed to do it.
Take notes.
Y'all missed out.
Right.
But it's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody learned.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
And it was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, in every situation, I always look for a win-win-win situation. So win for us, win for whoever we're working with, but then also a win for our people that's coming. You know what I'm saying? The experience that they get. You know what I mean? So the staff over there is great. The ownership is great. It's a dope spot right downtown. Like, you know, it's perfect. Even the vibe and the music and stuff like that, it's always nice, dope vibe in there. And it was perfect, man. So we actually just stopped doing that recently, but while we were there, we were able to use that space to prepare for demo day. So we did so for folks that's not familiar with demo day was by Quicken, and then WeWork had creator awards. So in this one day, they were pretty much giving out $2.5 million in one day. And so, and it happened in 2 spaces, and they were live streaming between the 2. It's like crazy.
Shout out to James Chapman too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The hustle.
Absolutely. We pitched. There was a demo. We were able to have our stuff set up and everything like that. So people were able to try the sushi and stuff like that. Then I went up on stage to pitch. First thing out my mouth is like, "What up, though?"
Yeah.
People went absolutely nuts. I couldn't even finish what I was saying. Like, man, I'm about to mess up my pitch because like I can't even talk. Right.
That's like just walk off, like
right.
I think that's how you guys. If you
Business
from the city,
complete.
you gotta handle like you gotta start every introduction.
And that's exactly what I do.
What
Everywhere
up,
I go,
though?
like I have to say, like I'm from Detroit, so like I gotta get you to Detroit welcome, which is what up though.
Right.
And I get other people to say what up though. And not only that, we have a roll called what up though. So it has Better Made hot chips on it and Rock and Ride eel sauce.
eel
Like,
sauce. What's the eel sauce?
Like the Rock and Ride. So it's actually like a soy based thing. It's not actually from eel. Because like I'm focused on doing sustainable seafood, so I want to make sure that the stuff we're sourcing is not stuff that's endangered or you know what I'm saying, anything like that, or overfished or anything. So but yeah, man, people absolutely love the what up though roll. So I got people, you know what I'm saying, out here learning some ebonics, man. Like what up though? Can I get the what up though?
Can I get the what up though?
How do they
like-
pronounce it? Like, what's the
It's
crazy?
like it's funny because everyone kind of say it a little bit different, but it's like
The what up though?
What's up though?
What's up? Right, eyes
What's
pierced
up though?
together.
Is that the
This one.
right? Question.
Oh, the
Is
what
this
up, though.
French?
right?
What do
Let
you
me ask.
No, but it's pretty interesting though.
So when's the restaurant open?
No,
I'm sorry.
I still got a question.
Oh,
Don't
go
worry.
ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
All right, so you're a partner in crime because you're the co-founder / co-owner, right?
Yep.
Your partner in crime. Is she also of African American descent?
No, so my partner actually is a Filipino, and actually Canadian too. So Grace Montero is my partner, and actually it's funny because with Rep Your City and other things, I mean, we're amongst us in here.
Yeah.
So everything that I've ever tried to start has always been like, how can I make this thing happen with us? You know what I'm saying? Like even with my business, I wanted to open in a Black-owned space. So like even so I actually tried to open up next door to Cuzzo's. Which is a Black-owned space. Now, shout out to Narrow Way Cafe. They just opened in that space. But I wanted to open in there, and it just didn't work out or whatever. And it's just like at every turn, I'm trying to like figure out how I make this happen with us or whatever, right? So even Rep Your City, that was a whole another goal. But even with this one, initially it was just me and her. And I had these two white dudes that was just like, yo, we love what you're doing. Any way that we can help or whatever, let me know. Like if I can carry some stuff in, whatever. And of course, everyone says that, like, yo, whatever you need. Like, but they showed up. It was just like, yeah, let me know what you need. Oh, you need me to make a run? Like, I got it. Here you go. Whatever the case may be. Like, it was no issues at any point in time. And it got to a point where it's just like, yo, it makes no sense not to rock with these guys. Like, one had sales experience, deep sales experience, or whatever the case may be, and he looks like Paul Walker. So he has this kind of cuteness about him or whatever, which is always valuable.
Yeah, face of the brand.
Right. And then another guy who's like a freak for processes and systems and stuff like that. He actually does it for a living with American Axle. And it's just like,
shout out to American Axle.
When I think about operating a business, I'm just like, every horror story I hear from most people that own restaurants, stuff like that, it's like they doing everything, right? Yeah. So I want to focus on getting people in the door and creating a dope experience. When it comes to like, you know what I'm saying, the money side of things, of course I'm going to have eye on everything, but to have somebody that's like on the back end, like, yo, hey, I see the little red flag here. Like, let's talk about this and figure this out. Or, you know what I'm saying, on the catering business side, I'm open, operating the day-to-day stuff. I got somebody that's just like, I know I can send in my sales guy. Yeah. I mean, like, yo, get them contracts. We good. So another business model. So we got like 3 business models in one business. So it's like a beautiful situation.
Was it difficult for you, in honesty, to learn how to like roll sushi? Like the whole process?
Got you. Yes and
to
no.
To me, it seems mad complicated. Like, I will watch people do it, and I'm just like, I could never do that.
No, I mean, it wasn't really that difficult. I was passionate about learning just because, the experience of like someone watching you do it is just an add to the experience. So I was like interested in that. I like at every level, I'm always thinking about like, how can I get people to react? And, you know what I'm saying? And have this experience with me where it's just like, I only want to come back to you to get that experience again. So learning it wasn't really difficult. I definitely didn't go the official Japanese route of like doing it. So like folks were like, oh, so have you been to Japan? Like, no. Like, are you part Japanese? No. Like,
I mean, yeah, we're all kind of related, I guess.
Right.
I'm just a kid from the west side that rolls sushi.
Right. And listen, I don't need to, and it's funny because I'm a black man doing sushi, of course those questions come up. Like, you know what I'm saying? How often do they ask some of these white guys that's doing rolling sushi, like, have you been to Japan? Right. And even if you have, like,
are you classically trained?
Right.
Are the samurais?
Right.
Sushi roll?
In the mountains?
So, yeah, no. So definitely not classically trained. And I prefer not to be the chef. I definitely can if my chefs aren't available. I know how to get down and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
You
talked about the what up though roll. You got any other like specialties, like special rolls or unique?
So yeah, our chefs be coming up with different dope stuff all the time. The last one at our very last pop up at Queen's Bar, we did a roll called, I forget what's in it now, but it was called the What Happens in Detroit. It's basically like a Vegas roll that you will see at any other sushi place, and we had a little special twist to it. And that was shout out to one of our chefs, Mary Starworth, who's doing she has a kind of a pop-up company called Geisha Girls. And so, you know what I'm saying, what, like I said, man, when I say better together, man, I mean it like, yo, like in the meantime, I'm pushing her business to keep her afloat to when we open. I'm like, like let's do this thing. But any way that we can work together, man, I'm all about it. But
so right now, I think JG was alluding to the question of the brick and mortar, the actual store popping up. So are we more focused on that? Are we still doing pop-ups in the meantime? What's the
so I did my last pop-up at Queen's Bar last month, I believe it is. To like just, we're not doing the pop-ups anymore, so we can focus on getting open. Okay. But I'll still have a catering manager. Shout out to Sarita Harris. She's our catering manager. and my woman.
Hey,
it works out that way.
He said keep it all in.
Keep it all in. You gotta
Keep it in the family.
And we got a baby on the way. So
Shout out to
Keep it in the family.
You know what you having?
not yet.
Okay.
10 weeks in. So
Take a quick break real quick. But lately it's been a thing of gender reveals. You seen a lot of these. Have you thought about how y'all gonna reveal it?
So I call that hashtag white people shit.
I'm gonna do some dope shit next child
I think mine.
Yeah, I'm not-
I
I'm
did
not
a little
doing
simple cake. It was like cake. It was
cake
like
thing.
I want to go crazy.
I do want to do something crazy.
I wanna
though.
go crazy.
Like
Like
now,
how?
I want to like dunk a ball and it just
I want to have a
or champagne.
fake baby. Throw it in the water and have a shark attack it, and then whatever. If the water turn blue, then it's a boy. Like,
Nah, one of my partners
If
did
the
a
shark
fireworks
died,
show.
it's
Right.
give his twins.
Stupid. One of my partners, Bub, did a fireworks show for his
That's
gender
dope.
reveal.
Okay.
I was like, bruh, y'all doing the absolute
Come on, that's
most.
lit though. That's
Like
let's
fireworks,
celebrate.
and at the end, then you find out what the baby is.
You should do a
That's
sushi
crazy.
roll. Like, like
Dope too, though.
cut
Yeah,
it open.
slice it.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, I don't know.
that's nice.
But yeah, we'll see, man. But
Like,
Really?
nah,
I'm
you
always
be like,
missing.
Doc, what we got?
Or a girl. All right, cool.
For sure.
Nah, we might do something. I don't know, man. But yeah.
But
Jump
you were
off the
saying,
building.
we focusing on the building right now.
Yep. Focus on the building right now. We still do catering. So when folks hit us up to do catering, like we just got hit up to do a wedding. Hopefully that pans out.
That's dope.
But we've been doing these sushi classes, which have been dope. And like some of our first sushi classes were actually men that was just like, yo, I want to do a surprise thing for my wife. For my wife's birthday. So we go and set up in their house. Wife come home like, oh my God, all their friends and stuff like that. And then we roll sushi. Like it's actually pretty dope. And we actually did like 3 of those in a row. It was actually crazy. Like
That's
that's
actually
a
dope.
thing now. Like
It is.
okay. But yeah, we've been doing that.
Lauren
And
can't
actually,
have sushi no time soon.
we just had a sushi and wine pop up with Brute Detroit. And then actually tonight, or today, I forget what time it is.
It is exactly
We got an event.
12:30 right now.
Got you. So the event I think is at 6, I believe. But it's with Elevated Yogi. So basically we're doing sushi rolling class, rolling something else, and doing yoga.
Go crazy.
So I'm gonna just put that
Look
out
at his
there.
face. Look at his face. If we had a live camera studio right now, the face JG just made. Oh,
I was
God.
just like,
Rolling.
okay.
Yeah. So 420 friendly in that boy. So
Okay, good example.
But question for you. So we talked a couple of weeks ago at an event at Bamboo, and the conversation is totally in line with the tattoo that's on your left arm. There is no limit, and that was our conversation. So with the "this is no limit" mentality, or there is no limit, excuse me, there is no limit mentality, going with the how it was a issue for some people that felt the need to ask a black man the question of, what do you know, where were you trained for sushi, right? Like these things, these stereotypes, these barriers that they put on us that I can't just be black and just know how to roll sushi. What does that mean to you? There is no limit.
So first, it actually says, "Forget the sky."
Okay.
There is
Right,
no
roll
limit.
it up. There we go.
So I hate it when people used to say the sky's the limit, because I feel like you're instantly putting a barrier on a ceiling on yourself. Like, okay, I can get to the sky, but that's about it. And so, like, what does that do to your psyche of thinking about, like, how far you can go? Especially knowing that there's multiple universes and galaxies and all this other kind of stuff. You know, of course, when I was younger, I read The Secret and some of the other books like that and stuff like that. So, like, the mental thing and what we tell ourselves, being able to do something different, stepping out of the norm, because like even for entrepreneurship, like for me, that's outside, you know, for my family, it's kind of outside the norm. Because like even when I came back home and I was diving in, my dad was just like, you need to get you a job, you know what I'm saying, you need to find you a little job. So I'm just like
That sounds like a dad. Like,
Exactly.
you ain't about to sit on my couch.
right. And I wasn't even at his
water.
house. I'm just like, I don't know what she's saying right now.
Water grass, some shit.
No, but some time ago, long time ago, my dad hit me with this, and it kind of changed my life forever, really. I was talking to him about his dream and what he wanted to do and stuff like that. He wanted to be a police officer. He's a jeweler. Jacob the jeweler is funny.
Your daddy.
Right. No, when he said, I was like,
Your daddy, Jacob.
right. Black Jacob the jeweler.
Like Jacob, Jerome the jeweler.
right. But no, I mean, he said he wanted to be a police officer, stuff like that. He said, you know, sometimes your dreams don't come true. And all I could keep thinking about, like, I would never tell my kid that. Never. Ever tell them, like, sometimes, like, no, it's like, if you work for it, you gonna get it. Like, it might take some time, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You might have to pivot, like, all these different things, but yo, if you dream it and you put the action behind it, you can make it happen.
How old were you when he said that to you?
Probably like 16.
Now,
maybe?
did you immediately have the reaction of, no, I can make my dreams come true?
No. It was like I had to sit on it for a minute.
Yeah. So what was that like? Like, what was your immediate reaction when he told you that?
I don't think I had an immediate reaction. It was just like, okay. And I just like had to sit on that for a minute, and really think about like, even at a young age, I'm just like, why is that so? Like, why do you? Is it my fault? Because I was born and you had to take care of me, and you just like, listen, I need to pay the bills. Forget about my dream. Let me focus on this, whatever. Like, so part of it was like, is it my fault? Like, because you know what I'm saying, I was born or whatever, or you know what I'm saying, what are the other factors? I don't know. But you know, soon not long after, I was just like, okay. And I was dealing with different issues at home and stuff like that. He was just like, listen, once you turn 18, once you graduate high school, you can be out and do your thing. So I dove in at that point on everything. Like, in high school, I got in part of any and everything I could, robotics, you know what I'm saying? I did vocational school, shout out to Bright Hop. Did computer-aided design there, and that got me an opportunity to work at GM at like 17, doing an apprenticeship over there or whatever. Yeah, man. So it's funny now because like now, and even talking about entrepreneurship with my dad, moving forward, he's just like, you need to stay somewhere because when I left Detroit for the first time, my goal was always to come back. So I moved to Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, then Albany, New York, and then Philly. And when I was in Albany, he was just like, you need to stay somewhere and like get some longevity and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, Dad, that's not how it works anymore. Like, it's just not reality.
Yeah, because
he was just like, yeah.
You could be banging in the West Coast, but you live in the East Coast, or like vice versa. Like it's a digital world.
Yeah, and in period, I've been laid off. So I was starting in the automotive industry at like, you know what I'm saying, 17 years old. And like, I got laid off like 4 times. The first time I got laid off was like right after 9/11. So I'm 18 years old. Like, I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm the only black kid there, you know what I'm saying, making some nice money and stuff like that. And they hit me got me in the office just like, sorry, but, you know what I'm saying, we got to lay you off, whatever. And I was boo-hoo crying, like, oh, my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was at that point where I was just like, I'm never letting anybody have that much control over my life ever again. And it's just like, you're not about to pump me up like that. And then it's like, sorry, like, done. And so that my mentality when I left was just that I would make as much money as I can to like start my business, stuff like that or whatever. And so like if a job, if there was no opportunity for advancement or whatever, and there was another job, it didn't matter if it was another state or whatever, they were offering more money, deuces, I'm out. Like, I don't care if I'm there a year, 2 years, 6 months. There was actually one place I was there for a week.
Damn. He's like, who called? Yeah.
Like, how much?
Bucket.
Bucket, Dan.
I'm on the way.
$8 more an hour? Oh, yes. I'll take that.
Right.
Deuces.
For real.
I only did that once. I mean, I wouldn't encourage anybody to be like that. But
take the money.
Right. But I had a goal and I was focused on it, man. And, you know what I mean? So actually when I came back home and dove in, it's funny because now my dad is like hit me up and it was just like, what do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea? And I'm just like, that's the game changer thing. Like, if I never succeed at all, I at least got that, like, you now are thinking about how you do something, you know what I'm saying, start a business
even
or create something.
At a later age in life, like, your pops is like on it because it's crazy because you motivate him.
Right.
Like, so it's like he probably was like, not saying stuck in his ways, but he was like, all right, well, I got this job to feed my family and that's what it's going to be. But it's like when he see you, it's like you moving here to here to here, and it's now you back home, and it's like you starting this. You got this brick and mortar. It's like, yo, like if he can do it, then I can do it. Like that's my son, so I can do it. So, I don't know if we got the answer, but is there a date for the opening?
So we're shooting for kind of like late September, possibly October. I'm not really throwing a date out there because I just want to make sure we get through permitting and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But I just want to make sure I got everything right, man. I'm not committed to a particular date at all. My goal was September. Anytime in September, but as long as we got everything right, we got our dope staff. I'm looking to hire at least 40% youth and returning citizens. Okay. We're still looking for a liquor license, so that's fun. It's like $70,000 they're going for right now. I think that's ridiculous.
I thought Detroit was like way more for some odd reason.
Nah, it's like literally. I think back in 2012 they were going for around like 25, 30. Then a couple years went up to 50, and then now.
So where do you find? Is it like you just going like Craigslist and be like liquor license?
So some people have got a liquor license from Craigslist. They'll post about it or whatever.
I've seen it.
Yeah, but other than that,
Craigslist.
right. But other than that, man, it's like a kind of underground market for it. So like they haven't been issuing new licenses. So
you got to buy
why
somebody.
is that? Why is that?
I think they said it's
gonna
too
change
many
sometime soon.
Yeah.
But like the way, I mean, as big as Detroit is, and the boom of like, you know, there's literally restaurants and stuff like that opening like
every day,
at least 4 every week, like easy. Yeah. So I think they're going to change it sometime soon. But yeah, he's talking about 139 square miles where like liquor licenses are out there, closed businesses, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And like they're out there. It's just that people are either holding them and waiting for an opportunity. Some just like, you know, maybe looking for equity opportunity or something like that. And so I'm just looking to cash out, man. Like this one guy told me he had one, and he's like, I got offered a blank check for it, and he's like trying to get $99,000 for it.
I've seen that,
and I don't even doubt that he'll get it,
right?
Because it's like ridiculous out here right now. But yeah, man, that's a go. Yeah.
So what are some things? Because you know, my apologies for showing up late. I don't know where the conversation kind of originated from, but what are some of the things that you learned early on that could assist future entrepreneurs who may listen to the podcast and can pull from your story to find success in their own?
For sure. I think one of the biggest things every book I ever read, for one, like reading, like getting my mindset right was like a huge thing that I kind of probably took for granted initially. Or like, you know, at this point, like I don't read as much, but my mentality got here because of like some of the materials and stuff I was reading, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know what I'm saying, Robert Kiyosaki, some of his books. If I could refer, like, you know what I'm saying, recommend a book of his, it's Unfair Advantage. And basically it's talking about, you know what I'm saying, how we, you know what I'm saying, like the less haves, you know what I'm saying, basically are focused on like how do they save money, like listening to people talk about save money and do this and all this other kind of stuff. But the way this world operates is based on credit though. Like, and so that education about credit is like, yo, using other people's money, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a huge deal. Like the fact that you get something in the mail, this piece of plastic that says, all right, here's $500 out of nothing. We don't even think about it like that. Like, oh, it's a credit card. Oh, I can spend that on anything. Of course, I got to pay it back, whatever the case may be. But, like, if we looked at that $500 and it was just like, yo, if I can duplicate, if I can triple this, you know what I'm saying? Like, use this $500 to make me $1,000, $1,500 or whatever like that. I can put that. And now I got $1,000 out of nothing. Like, and so the book kind of like dives into that. But yeah, that and
the Unfair Advantage. Unfair
Advantage by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
And I think the book that really, really hit home for me was Unlimited Power. It's actually Unlimited Power or Black Choice. So there's 2 books. So what's the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. It's a white guy that wrote Unlimited Power. He's a big time like, you know, speaker and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember his name. But
Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins, yep. So he wrote that book, but he partnered with Dr. Joseph McClendon to create a Black Choice version of it. So it's like, it has these kind of black stories in it. And it was that book, I think, that helped change the game for me on multiple different levels. But
give us one level. One thing.
So one was kind of this thing called the Lies of Success. And I forgot which number it was, but basically it says you don't have to know how it works in order to use it. And the example it gave is just like all the intricacies of electricity and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I actually was in, I think at the time I was reading, I was diving into utility. I mean, I was working at utility companies and stuff like that, so the electrical engineering piece. But I still don't really understand how the heck power gets, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but I don't get it. But what you do know is that you can go to this light switch, flick it, and the lights comes on.
Right.
So you can use it, but you don't have to intricately understand how it works in order to be able to apply it or anything like that. So I think for me at that point in time in my life, I was just like, it kind of removed some of my mental barriers about like, oh, wait, I got to go to school for this. I got to go do this first, whatever. It's like, no, like at the bare minimum, somebody else know how to do it, and they giving me that knowledge. Now I know how to do it. I don't need to know how to. You told me I can go to the light switch and flick it? Cool. I can go to the light switch and flick it. And it comes on. Cool. I don't need to actually know all the intricacies and stuff like that. So it was like one of those type of things that really helped me a lot. Other than that, man, it's like all those books I read about other people's success and stuff like that, at the end of the day, it was always about a network. Like, your network is your net worth, I truly believe. And so what I set out to do was to help build a network that now I can refer other people and all that kind of stuff, whatever. And they value my opinion. So if I'm connecting them with another person, they're just like, okay, he must be validated. He or she must be validated because you're telling me about him. Cool. And so we were talking about social capital earlier. And so I think that's like hugely important, especially us as, in this Black in America type of thing where we don't have as much access to capital. Sometimes we have to, further enhance our network to be able to have access to some other people that have it. And so as much as we really want to we have this kind of instinct to really do this ourselves. I think that there are some people that are, in a position to leverage their relationships and stuff like that to, put some things our way. Yeah. And I think that we have to open ourselves up to that possibility. And one thing is that as much as I can try to get capital from people that don't look like me or whatever, I'm building my business, hiring people that look like me, hiring returning citizens, youth, all that kind of stuff, creatives, everything, in a Black community. You know what I'm saying? There's all the other levels, but on the capital end, I'm trying to get it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get it within our own or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I was saying that I wanted to open in a Black-owned space, but it just didn't pan out or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think we lose ourselves in some parts of the battle. It's just we need to let that go, in my opinion. Now, if the resources are there, then they do it. I think that, in fact, we should be focusing creating Detroit as a brand to bring all the Black wealth to Detroit. I think the opportunity is here right now. In order to not to gentrify this entire city, it's just 7.2 square miles, let them have that. But we got neighborhoods, dope neighborhoods and opportunity for housing and commercial corridors and all that kind of stuff. And I think if we, have, that support nationally in our city, we can do some dope things. And we don't have to call it Black town, African town, or anything like that because we already majority Black city. So we have to start operating from a mindset of the majority in this city. But because America and the way it is, we still think in a minority type of way. So
when we're the majority in the city,
we should be operating like we're the majority of the city. And so what does that mean? So it's figuring that out for us. So not having a seat at the table, but creating a seat and saying hey, we have a power within our neighborhoods. If you want to do anything here, come to us first. We can talk about how it benefits us. We can move forward that way. Other than that, it's not happening. You know what I mean? So I think we have some power in that sense, but we have to definitely dive more into local politics and stuff like that. But that's a whole other conversation.
So particularly just staying on the entrepreneurial discussion, what are some of the earlier failures that you had, where you tripped up? And
for sure. So initially earlier we were talking about my startup Rep Your City at the time, repyourcity.com. Now I let it lapse on GoDaddy and somebody else got it and selling it right now. So it sucks. But literally Rep Your City it ended up transitioning into what Social Sushi is, because I always wanted to create one online opportunity for people to represent their city, all that kind of stuff. So I had this online database, but I wanted to always have an offline component. So I had a million ideas for how to create that offline component, and Social Sushi kind of turned into the thing that kind of popped, the baby that grew up fast, that baby eating a lot of chicken.
Baby that grew up fast.
And, they didn't from 6 to 17 that quick. So Social Sushi kind of did that, but Rep Your City, in a sense of not being able to accomplish my goals with that, was a failure. One that I learned so much from. One that, because of that, is why I'm able to do Social Sushi right now.
What'd you learn?
So it was like I said, that network, how powerful a network is. So Rep Your City helped me build that network. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I was figuring out how to create value for other people first before I even. So Rep Your City was a way to create value or help add value to other people's things. So I was talking about earlier that I was promoting everybody's stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I still do as much as I can now, even still. And I don't have to know the people. They don't have to be my friend or anything like that. It was actually a group of us that were meeting or had just were kicking it the other day. And one of the things I said was that we don't have to be in a clique to win. We don't have to be a part of this group or whatever like that. I think that just us supporting each other and being aware of each other is what we need right now. We don't need to be. Everyone has to be a part of this thing in order to win.
A group of friends, you could just know. Yeah,
I got some dope people doing some amazing things everywhere. I mean, we don't have to formalize this thing. If you doing something that I can support, I can show love. like I said, social capital. We were talking about that. I can share it on Facebook, and now more people are hip to what you're doing because of my network. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all works out itself. So for failure wise, like Rep Your City, I poured a lot of money in. I mean, like 401k, like I did a radio show at the time called Representing Radio, which was dope because I was getting local artists in. I was playing kind of like the latest and greatest music, but then I would like get new artists and I would replace them. So I would be tweeting like, "Oh, I'm replacing this dope Jay-Z for this dope new artist," or whatever like that. So I don't think nobody was doing that at the time or whatever. And then each person, before that song plays, I would have them like represent where they're from. Like, "Yo, this is Trio Logic. We're from Chicago, and we're here on Representing Radio." Like that type of thing. Couldn't afford to keep it going. Had to turn it down. I mean, had to shut that down or whatever. Sucked. Still get emails from like DJ Poos and all that kind of stuff, whatever the case may be. But out of that, I was able to create a lot of relationships with local artists and stuff like that. Even some to this day are just like, "Yo, you bought my first," like I put it out there on SoundCloud or whatever, had a donation thing, you actually donated some money to my record. Like, you was the first person to do that. And so again, finding ways to create value for other people, even in that failure, you know what I'm saying? I was able to do that. And even with Social Sushi, man, we had a ton of L's. There were times where we would, want to support somebody like, "Hey, we're doing an event. Like, can you come and sell sushi, whatever?" Like, "Okay, cool. Like, let's make it happen." And not sell the sushi. So now it's got to all go in the garbage. Or we would take it to, we were members at Bamboo. And actually one of my friends, Xavier Johnson, he was at the office at Bamboo one day when we were bringing sushi there. He's just like, "Yo, what y'all got?" Whatever. He's like, "Sushi." He was like, "Nah, I don't eat no sushi, man." I was like, "Have you ever had it?" He's like, "Nope, I ain't never had it." Like, I was like, "Man, try a little piece with this sauce on it." We got this dope sauce. It's this actually is spicy mayo. Okay. No, this is spicy mayo that we do, and people go absolutely nuts over this stuff. People like please bottle it. But I gave him a little piece of that, man, and now he's like the hugest Social Sushi fan, you know what I'm saying? And so like that's been happening at every different event we've ever done. So while we were taking those L's, we were building, you know what I'm saying,
still
relationships with these folks that were like, you know what I'm saying, like, "Yo, like, you were my first experience. Like, I rock with you forever. Like, whenever you open, let me know." And also because of those networks, we ended up raising, we did a few different like crowdfunding kind of campaigns. So we did a pre-sale. Basically, we made like $4,000 to $5,000 on pre-sale. So folks are just like, "Here's my money. Whenever you open, just let me know." And some people don't even want their money back. They just like, "Yo, I just want to support." It was mad love. And we ended up doing a Kiva loan for $5,000, which we recently paid back, which I'm excited about. But it was another 0% interest loan. So Kiva is open up to anybody, various type of businesses. Of course not. I mean, if you're trying to open a weed shop, that, you know what I'm saying, they're probably not going to do it. But it's what they call it. It's not based on credit or anything like that. So anybody, basically, as long as you get like, I don't know, depending on how much you want to raise, anywhere between 5 to maybe 20 friends. Like initially, you get those people to invest $25, and then it opens up to their network, which is worldwide.
That's dope.
Yeah, and so like I said, 0% interest. You can raise up to 5. I think initially, I think the minimum now is $10,000. When I started, it was 5. So we started with 5. We may go back and raise another 10. I don't know, but every step, I want to figure out how do we engage the community from various levels to be a part of our success. And then so from there, then Motor City Match, $45,000 grant, and then demo day for $150,000 and 0% interest, which was like crazy. But
so,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. So where can people follow you and follow Social Sushi? To get more information, to see if y'all, I mean, I know y'all probably not doing any more pop-ups because the restaurant's about to open in a couple months, but where can they follow you to see the story and see the journey?
Yeah, for sure. So Social Sushi Detroit is on Facebook. That's our website as well, socialsushidetroit.com. We're on Instagram as well. I need to get back on it because I'm kind of busy trying to get to the open. I've been abandoning my email database. But yeah, you can sign up for our email list or whatever, and we shoot out all that kind of stuff. But definitely on Facebook, we share pretty much every event that we do. And of course on Twitter as well.
Talking about you personally.
Yes, absolutely.
Rayford.
Yes. So Jay Rayford on Facebook, at Rep Your City everywhere else. So I still use the Rep City moniker.
Why not?
That's gonna have a resurgence.
It's gonna have a resurgence.
Definitely. Like
already
that is
got
the
plans.
goal. Absolutely.
We got to find who own the domain now and go run down.
Right. Like run that. I need that back. But even if not, man, the spirit of what Rep City represented from the jump, man, has been living through everything that I do, which is amazing. And I think that impact, I have no way of tracing that impact really, but other than stories that people have, like, yo, remember we were at so-and-so, whatever, remember you supported this and blah, 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 and all of that. So I think that that's going to continue to live on and keep going, man. But
that's what's up, man.
Yo. Dave, what you got for
some sushi?
Yeah, I'm definitely. Yeah, I do want some sushi.
I was just online.
I can't wait till y'all open.
Instagram looking at that what up though roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, looking pretty. God. Yeah.
I can't wait till y'all open. I'm definitely there. Like when you do a soft launch. I was about to say hard launch. That
Whoa.
But the actual
both. It'll be there.
Soft launch.
No need for pause. No need for pause.
Oh wait, tonight where?
To elevatedyogi.com, I believe it is. But you can find it on I just posted about it on our Facebook page as well, on Social Sushi Detroit. But basically, we're doing a rolling class, sushi rolling class. We're gonna be rolling some green. Yeah, that's happening.
And it ain't no eel or seaweed.
Right. Of the different variety. And there's going to be yoga as well. So, like, that's going to be actually pretty crazy today.
But you might seaweed.
Right. Hey, I got to post that.
I like that. I like that.
Tagline.
Right. Man, I'll have to pay you for that one. That's good.
Sure. Hey, that one for the love.
Right. So we'll be doing some more sushi classes and stuff like that until we open. And definitely before we open, we'll be doing some dope, kind of like just people that supported us, man, get a first look at the space and hang out with us or whatever the case may be, ask questions.
What time?
Engage. This today, I believe it's at 6. Okay. I might be wrong, but I posted the information on Facebook, so check that out. If you guys can make it, man, come through.
Social Sushi.
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 We got a couple more minutes of just fun activities if you wouldn't mind staying.
Absolutely. What time again?
We at 12:55.
Cool.
Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Dave, what you got for us this week, bro?
All right. Salutations, kings, queens, everyone in betweens. Just real quick.
Okay.
Huh?
A new one.
Right.
I've been with
using that one for a minute.
Oh, new to me.
Yeah. All right. So, just real quick, think about Kanye West.
Done.
And finish. Think about Kanye West's discography.
Okay.
So, perhaps maybe the gentleman may be in the sunken place. Maybe not. He still creates a good product. He makes great music, okay? But pick a song from Kanye West's discography that will solidify bringing him back to the culture, to our culture.
Can't tell me nothing.
The culture. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't tell me nothing?
I don't know.
Jesus Walks.
I got Last Call. Just because of everything that he went through, like in that song, everything that he explained to himself. The fact that he had Jay-Z open it up for him, the fact that his mom was like on that track, like he really, really spelled out, what it took for him to become Kanye West.
You talking about College Dropout, like the 15 minute.
Yeah.
You talking about like this whole? Okay, I get that. I mean,
I'm not talking about a whole album. I'm just saying
I'm talking about that whole. That song is long.
Like, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna have to go with Wait Till I Get My Money Right. What was that?
Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Is that Can't Tell Me Nothing? Oh yeah. Like I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I spit that on the necklace. What?
Oh my God!
Like I don't know how. Like
how you gonna tell God?
I'll be back in a second.
Hold on.
I'm coming back.
Right, I'll be right back. Chill. Be patient, Jesus.
To whom much is given, much is tested. Man,
chill.
Come on, man.
Like that Can't Tell Me Nothing.
That's kept me going quite a few times. Just wait.
I feel like that's not so far removed from the Kanye of today. Like I feel like mentally he's still on. Can't nobody tell me anything about anything.
Sure, absolutely.
Right. Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody told him anything for a while.
Yeah, I think
he's not listening.
Except for Hov.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I mean, he probably ain't listening. People have told him.
Yeah. I think Can't Tell Me Nothing is probably, especially as like millennials, it's a track that you like kind of be like, all right. Like when you hear it, you just be like, it kind of brings everything back in front. It's like, yo, like imagine having enough money that you think you can buy your way into heaven. But when you woke up, you spent it on a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
I told yeah.
So hard not to act reckless.
It's so hard not to.
Much is given, much is taken.
Right.
It's so
But still
hard not
brought
to
it back
act.
to God though.
Period.
It's so hard not to act. Hold on. I ain't pulling. He pulling shows off YouTube, SoundCloud.
Kanye for the love one time, dog. Chill, bro. Chill.
Yeah,
Bro.
like he
Chill.
pulling shows off
Yeah.
SoundCloud. It's like
We ain't on song. Yes, we are.
yeah, people
All right,
getting
never mind. Y'all know how the song goes.
people getting those messages like Universal Music Group is removing this track off SoundCloud. I'm like, damn. But y'all understand it.
That spoke life into me so many times. Listen to that song. Just
Gotta
like,
listen to it
play
again when
that.
I get in the car.
Just play that, man. I'm good.
Go ahead, Dave.
Can one transcend blackness?
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Elaborate.
I think that's exactly what he was trying to.
Elaborate.
Better in honesty. Like when I made that question, my very next thought was, should anybody ever
I was
even
about
try
to say
to
the same
attempt
thing.
to transcend blackness? Because I think blackness is like, that's the highest level you can kind of get to. After that is we get into the realm of, I told God I'd be back in a second. Man, it's so hard not to act reckless.
I mean, I think you should always realize who you are. Like, you don't like the line. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
you're not
like,
greater than black,
Like
ever.
I wouldn't say you're not greater than black because you're you. But it's like you have to recognize where your lineage is and where you come from and how people deceive you and how, you know, you you move in life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that line, I'm not black, I'm OJ. It's like you forgot. Like you forgot it's bigger. Like this stuff is bigger than OJ.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff is bigger than us. This stuff is bigger than just one man. You represent a whole culture, a whole
Correct.
Like especially when you're on a plateau like that.
Correct. And I think like you definitely have to pay a lot of homage to the culture and what it is that you came up through in order to get where it is that you are. Like to insinuate or insist that the whole I'm not black, I'm OJ. Like I'm better, of course, than being black. I'm not black. Y'all can treat me like, even though I have this skin, I'm still not one of them. Like to kind of insist or insinuate that you're turning your back on so many individuals who, of course, have given their lives not only back in the homeland but on the way here and then also here, and like you're like spitting in the face of your culture and your heritage and your ancestors. It's kind of like it. I don't think it truly matters how far it is that you can get as a black person or Asian person or Middle Eastern person, etc. White people will remind you real quick who you are. Period. You know, like it doesn't matter how well you can place yourself into their society, quote unquote. They'll let you know, like, you can be up, but the moment that, you know, you're 99.9% and not 100%, be like, hey, you're 1% black. Don't ever forget, you know, so.
I mean, I think that blackness is multidimensional. I don't think there's no what I'm looking to say. There just is no way to, I mean, there's greatness that's in blackness is equal greatness. And I think that there's literally, obviously in this country and the European power that be and whatever has found ways to kind of like downplay that in multiple different ways. Because if we ever find out how great we are, then it's done.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm just like, yo, in that in itself, the fact that they continue to try to figure out a way to hold you down only says that, like, yo, we are scared of the, like, if they ever get to a level of power that they know that they can, I mean, if they ever find out who they really are, then it's over for them. You know what I mean? So, like, I think there, you know what I'm saying, I don't think there's a transcending of blackness. I think that it's multidimensional and that you're always forever going to be black. But when you try to escape it, to me, that's not transcending it. I think that's like,
you played yourself.
Yeah, basically.
Running away. Yeah.
I think so.
Congratulations.
But yeah.
We got Super Saiyan power.
God bless you.
Excuse me.
Right.
Like, no, like, for real. Like, when we look at, what was my man in, what is, wait, hit the bell real quick, hit the bell. What is Pootie Tang?
Right.
No, Bruce Leroy, when he had that glow.
Oh, the glow.
Right.
When you got that hell no. No, like Bruce Leroy when he had that glow.
Yo, we can play shoot, what's my name? Elzai, Glow.
Oh yeah.
He ain't taking stuff on YouTube.
Nah,
I mean, he ain't taking
No,
stuff off.
that's what I'm saying.
Right
Listen,
now.
that song, bro.
Yeah.
Have y'all listened to that song?
Nah,
Yeah, I've heard it
I don't
before.
think so.
Bro, he got bars in that boy. Like, I can't even. Yeah, we would need to play that. But
Yeah, but no,
we're talking about the glow. Yeah,
we had that inner glow. We got that thing that, I mean, many of us don't even realize how to tap into it. But the point that you bring up is if we're constantly being marginalized, constantly being suppressed, constantly being told that we're not, is because the people see how much we really are. You know what I mean? Like somebody who understands how amazing you are is going to put you down so you never realize your full potential. Because if you do, then that means that they're extinct. Like everything that we really enjoy comes from black. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even hip hop, that's like literally running the world right now. If anything is popping, it's because we involved in it.
Yeah,
Correct.
Said
Anything.
hip-hop was the number one genre of music.
Like we're and what's hip hop? 30, 40 years old? Like something like that? Like young as hell?
40. Yeah, it's the
Like,
youngest genre of music, I think.
We're the soil for the world. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like the beginning of it. What you need in order to plant anything that bears fruit in this society, it came from our soil.
Yeah.
Like we the greatest.
Like literally on our backs. Congratulations, rest of the world. You're welcome.
But I mean, it's not enough just to say that though. Like we got to realize that. Like I was having a conversation earlier when we was talking about Planet of the Apes last week. That came up this week, and one of the guys was talking about how what he enjoys about that particular motion picture was Caesar's leadership. And if it is a sign that we are, as African American people, we are black, we are the apes. That one of the things that needs to be discussed is how we went in and formalized our own community, where we didn't necessarily stay where they were. But when we rised as a people, not only was it Caesar's leadership, but we left, got our own shit, and Caesar taught. They were unified. They understood what was, they understood what wasn't. They had people who were soldiers ready to fight. They had people taking care of people, teaching other people how to survive, how to live, how to maintain, how to grow. So
Together.
yeah, together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where,
and on
that's
that
where it
point,
stand from.
I think about, you know, saying the talented TIFF type of concept and stuff like that.
What's that?
W.E.B. Du Bois, talented 10th.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I mean,
Educate
the
me.
kind of thought process was around, you know, what I'm saying the 10th of, you know, what I'm saying
A tenth of black culture, of course, is going to elevate the rest of black culture. So essentially, it's, you know, you have, like I said, a tenth of the black people that are going to like own the means of business and education and healthcare and things like that. And it's like everybody else, you know, you kind of got to fall in line. It's like you have to bring everybody with you, kind of kicking and screaming, but you know that you're getting to a better place.
Yeah, and I think that even so I had to give a background on this. So I was doing the Black College tour. I was watching the kids, make sure they was all right, all that. But as each of the black colleges that we went to, I would notice that there's, you know what I'm saying, different powers of that time. So if you think about it, like black college, like, yo, how did they get money to like develop in a time that was just like, nah, we're not trying to educate these Negroes. Like, no.
Yeah.
And so they were developing black colleges at the time. And you look at the funding piece of it, you know what I'm saying, the wealthiest of the wealthy were giving them money to do that. So when I think about, you know what I'm saying, what the, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about the one word power type stuff and all that kind of stuff or whatever, I think at one point in time, I could be wrong, but I'm saying at one point in time, the idea was to bring all the smartest of all the races, everybody, and say, hey, let's get to the table and let's figure out how do we, you know what I'm saying, share wealth and power amongst us all so that we all are good. I think it got, you know what I'm saying, poisoned at some point in time to where it was like one group of people were just like, we just gonna take over everything.
Well, I think like culturally, I think we were taught to kind of despise each other. That was something that was given down to us. Like you were talking, Kev, earlier about like glow and what it is that as we as blacks possess. I agree wholeheartedly. I think we as blacks specifically have like that glow, that we're that nurturing soil for the rest of the planet. The problem is like we were given, you know, the Native Americans were given rules and regulations as concerning how they should deal with black people. Poor whites were given rules and regulations as concerning how they should deal with black people. Asian Americans, Muslim Americans, they were given rules and regulations concerning how to deal with black people. I feel personally that everybody has had to come up on the backs of black people. And so, like, we get treated like this whole second, third class, you know, kind of citizen whereby like if it weren't for us, you truly wouldn't have anything. Like no one understand what it is that you come from. Like you still come from us at the end of your day. So I don't know. A lot of people like they like to forget about that, and then they step on our back in order to get ahead in life, and because of that, it's difficult for us to kind of bridge these gaps. Moreover, I kind of think like a lot, and I don't wish to say this, of course, about my brothers and sisters, but I'm going to say it. I think there are a lot of black people out there that are like turncoats. And like I think the reason that we all can't kind of come together and formulate a solidified plan is because we'll have 2, 3, 4 people in the back running and telling everybody else about what it is that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like if we were to have a secret meeting, there'd be spies in said secret meeting, and they'd be like, "Oh well, yeah, this what we's doing, boss." And fucking, I don't know. I don't feel like making up names and no shit like that. But I think part of the reason that we can't get ahead is because of that whole crabs in the bucket mentality that we kind of talked about earlier.
I mean, I feel like we getting ahead though. Like,
I think that we are making progress. I just think that we can't capitalize on the kind of progress we want to make.
I would never say, I always say, like I can't let what society says dictate how I'm going to be successful. Like it's how I feel.
Right.
Like I don't feel like nobody. I mean, I think it's roadblocks in front of me, but it's up to me to get past them. Mm-hmm. It's the same roadblocks that's in front of everybody in here, everybody outside, everybody on Mac, everybody on Van. Like it's the same roadblocks. It's how are you going to get past them? Mm-hmm. And then when I get past them, I'm going to show you how I did it. Mm-hmm. Right. Like that's what I'm going to show you the path I went to get past these roadblocks. It's not like, oh, the system is set up against me, so I'm just chill here. I'm just sit back and relax and just live my life until I pass.
Right.
Nah, it's all right. It's cool. Everybody wasn't meant to jump hurdles. Some people was just meant to do sprints. So once I get past these hurdles, I clear them out the way and show you, like, come on this way. Like, you can run around them this way. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my mentality on it. I don't think that the system is going to stop me. Cool. It's set up to. It might, like, systematic oppression is set up, but all right, cool. It's been people that got past it before.
Yeah.
It's you see the people that, like, you see the Oprahs, you see the Baracks, you see these people, you see the Jacobs, you see these people that are making their way past it. So it's like, all right, cool. I'm right behind you, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm right because I'm not conditioned to be like, damn, man. What we gonna do? They still not letting us in. Right. It's like, all right, cool. Like, we'll come in this way. It's the way right here. This the way we coming in.
I think part of that is access. You know what I mean? Like having access to somebody. Like who's the Oprah in your life? Like who's the Barack in your life? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Because like again, growing up in Detroit, I never had to walk by blighted homes and stuff. That wasn't my. I grew up on Joy Road, Southfield. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. It wasn't the greatest area, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like roses, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff either. And so like now at this point, you know what I'm saying, you have kids walking by blighted homes, you know what I'm saying, no street light. Well, now the street lights are on, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all these blighted homes and stuff like that. We're trying to do something about it now, but like, what does that do to your psyche? So, as I'm mentoring, young people and stuff like that, so their day is waking up, getting up, like walking past blighted homes to get to a bus stop that may or may not get there on time and stuff like that. They hop on the bus. They see mostly people. People that catch the bus are mostly people that do not have a vehicle, not people that choose to use public transit, which is different in some cities, right? Mm-hmm. So now a lot of folks on the bus sometimes are people that are just like, of course you got the people just head down, going to work, stuff like that. Then you have people that have mental challenges, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, that's on the bus going to hospitals to get medicine, to stay in their condition. And then they get to school, whether they have something to eat that day, even get to that point. And so here I am now trying to mentor them, talk to them, like, hyping them up, giving them like, all the jewels of knowledge and everything like that. They're good to go. And then got to go back home, ride that same bus, walk past those blighted homes and start over every single day. Like, that's absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? It's the definition of sanity in a sense. But on one side, I think part of it is that if we don't ever know where we come from, I got no value for that guy because I don't even know where I come from or like, who am I? You know what I mean? So when we talk about, I hate when people try to say like, why can't we be like the Jewish cats or the Asian folks, or whatever, and group economics and all this other kind of stuff. And it's just like, when you don't have a base sense of self or like know where you come from, so like there's not even attachment back home to Africa. If we, in fact, that's where we come. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Of course we all do,
or
but I'm
like
saying
you might not even know where your family is from in the United States.
Having no one even lineage, like anything. You know what I'm saying? I just did a DNA test the other day. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm like, what was it? Like West African or something like that, whatever. Like mostly West African or whatever. But I'm just like, okay, so now what does that mean? And how am I connecting back to the roots of who I am, to know who I am and why I am who I am? Those type of things. So it's that level. And then, like I said, the access, just having access to, so like, of course we have the higher level folks like the Barack and Oprahs and stuff like that. But like on an everyday basis, who's the guy in the hood that you just like, they doing it, man. And do you have a relationship? Do you have access to a relationship with them to be like, like, how'd you navigate this particular thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because still to this day, there are still tons of people that get on and are just like, I did it so they can do it. Yeah. Nah, we have to change that. We have to figure out how to pass knowledge and pass resources, like all that kind of stuff, and set up stuff so we don't have to rely on someone else to tell us no. You know what I'm saying? Or got to go to this other people to give us the access to the jobs or the capital and all that. So
it should be a system in place for that. Like when we talk about knowing where you come from, and a lot of people can't see before slavery, since that's the only story that's potentially being expressed. We don't see our kings, we don't see our queens. So putting a system in place for people to give advice to people who actually want it. Like if some people out there, if I'm in a particular situation where nobody in my family has amassed any type of a level of success, or graduated college, graduated high school, have a nice job, they're able to speak in front of people, or whatever they define as success, how do I actually get to those people? If there's not a system in place, where do I go to like even see somebody that's successful? Right. So it has to be the people who are able to navigate. It needs to be a system in place for them to reach down and for people to know where to go in order to have those conversations.
Like they should be their job.
That used to be career day. Actually, like, for me,
I mean, like deeper than career day.
I believe in death of career day.
but the whole crabs in a bucket, like it's a lot of things that's sensationalized, and I think crabs in a barrel, crabs in a bucket has been placed in our face enough to where people are easily able to identify with that, where I know exactly what it is. But instead of it being a crabs in a bucket mentality where people are being pushed down, the image needs to be reflected that that's a way where people are being pulled up. And it's not necessarily people are pulling you down, and that's where the strength is. But the strength should be ultimately with the person that's already at the top. Right. And that one arm is the one that's yanking them up.
Yeah, each level. So, like, it was a group of us that got together and was saying, like, okay, how do we... So, having access to even the older Black leadership in the city and stuff like that, it's like, how do we connect with them, for one? And they're saying they don't see us. Why don't you see us? Right. Are you? I mean, like, because in this social, you know what I'm saying, this internet and all this other kind of stuff, are you actually looking for us?
Right.
Or because we've been out here, but it's just we're
definitely out here.
We're definitely out here heavy. Like notarized. Newspapers and Vanguard Awards and all this other kind of stuff, Crane stuff. Like we out here. So like, how are you creating a pathway for you to step out because I think the kind of generation before me is kind of like they were like get out the way, old man type of thing. But it's like more so like what other opportunities that you're turning down that you can like pass up to another person. So I think about like John Conyers, man. John Conyers been in office since
90 years.
Martin Luther King was like doing his thing.
Forever.
You know I'm just like, who's next, bro? Like, who are you?
Do you want to see anybody next?
Right.
That's the thing.
I think he does, and I'm not saying I don't have access to his personal network to know whether he is or not. But I'm saying like, I don't know. I feel like it part of it should be a little more blatant and just open, just like, like we're looking for the next generation of leadership, and like let me create this system for how we're going to train them, you know what I'm saying, and like take all my juice that I've acquired all this time and be able to sit down with these young people and be like, yes, like ask me whatever you want. What was it like back then? What did we have to go through back then? And how are we setting up stuff now so we don't have to go through that? You know what I'm saying? Like even with like the Detroit 67 project and all that kind of stuff, like we having a conversation, but like what do we do now?
Right.
Because like, I mean, do young people care about what happened in 67? Or do they care about what's happening to them now? So,
What was interesting when you brought up having a seat at the table earlier, and everybody wants a seat at the table, but, what are you going to do when you're at that seat if you haven't been taught? Exactly. I mean, and it's almost like we need to build our own table and have the conversations, have the food, do whatever we need to do at our own little ceremony, so that when we get to the table, if we even want to get to that table,
right. Create training for the table.
Like, yeah, I get to the table right now. What am I doing? Like,
how do we create the table? Then what do I do if I'm at a table? And what's this mysterious table? Right? Like, what does that mean? Because I think a lot of people say it, but like we don't know what that really means. So like, is it a table to like if they're making decisions on your community, do you have a seat at the table? Because that's as easy as like recognizing who's already has, you know what I'm saying, moving in your community, whether it's a neighborhood block club or if it's whatever. And I say it's easy because I have access.
Right.
But like it really is not. It's super difficult to tap in like we don't know. And that's what I wanted to kind of recreate Rep Your City to be a platform where it's like an interest-based platform. So like, yo, if I'm interested in music, fashion, and technology, I should be able to follow those topics in my city, and which also lead me to find out people that are moving and shaking in that space, events that are happening, going on in that space, and all that kind of stuff without having to create an entire new social network, like just tapping into Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, because it has to become more easy for people to gain access to what's happening. So like, yo, if you do the legwork, you go on this website, you find about something going on, and you do the legwork and actually go, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level in itself. Like, people aren't even finding out that these things exist. So
even
that's
if
one
it's just
level.
a city calendar, like Rep Your City should just be a city calendar.
Well, they had that. I mean, it was a couple of different platforms that did the calendar thing, but like, yeah, it's still, I mean, that's subject to whoever decides to post on that particular calendar. You know what I'm saying? And that type of stuff. So it's like, I really want to get beyond networks or anything like that. It's just like, yo, follow interest. And then it's going to start populating people and stuff like that. You make the judgment like, okay, I'm going to go to this event, or I want to connect with this person, or I actually want to follow this person because they're all about this thing that I want to do. And so now I'm able to follow them on their networks and stuff like that. So now I'm being privy to all the stuff that they're doing. I think it's a no-brainer thing. I'm not a coder. Like,
I get it.
But yeah, man. Ideas.
We need it.
Dave?
Last question.
Sorry.
Oh, you good?
Straight. Is it cool for somebody in a relationship to confide in a member of the opposite sex about their relationship problems? I feel like we tackled this question a while ago, but let's see what our opinion is on that today.
I think it depends on who it is. Like if it's like an ex, nah. Correct. Like I got OGs that I kind of I talk to them about stuff because they've been through stuff. So it's like they're older than me. They're twice my age. So it's like I would tell them, like I would, ask them questions or ask them like, yo, what would you do in this situation? Like, how should I handle this situation? Because they've been here. Like they've been here for a while. They've been in a relationship. So it's just like, it depends on who it is. Like, I mean, it can't be somebody who's just your friend, but she's also interested in you.
Right.
Sometimes you just don't know.
You don't know. You be like, wait, what? You've been plotting on me this long? Like, so that's what we. So I think definitely you gotta watch who it is
for sure. The right thing, obviously, is I think no matter who it is, that both partners have a relationship with that person, whether it's same sex, opposite sex, or whatever, because. You know what I'm saying? At least they have some type of knowledge from, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I rock with both of them. Like, I love y'all together. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody is like, they trying to give you advice and they don't even like her, like, they might not give you the best advice. You know what I'm saying? So, and that can happen no matter what, I think. But I think just having that, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is my girl, you know what I'm saying? I've known since forever. We about to go hang out with them real quick, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So you get to know them because they're my best friend. But if you got a best friend and your significant other don't know them, like,
or have never really hung with them, like it's
now,
like,
if they live in a whole different state, or, you know what I'm saying, that's a different thing. But if they're in the backyard, you like, you know what I'm saying, like you ain't never met them before, like
I'm across the fence.
How much of a friend is that really? Like you just ain't trying to let me meet them. Like,
why you hiding?
Right. Bro. Just in case one day if we don't work out, I marry them. We made this deal when we were 7.
Somebody married you marry your best friend, be like. You know what I mean? What's my man's from The Wire?
Right.
Hit that like okay.
I mean, I think it's healthy to get insight from opposite members of the sex. They just naturally think differently than we do.
Right.
So from that standpoint, definitely.
So I actually had ideas. I got many ideas, but like I had an idea to like create a an event or almost like a game show type of thing. It's called Brownie Points. And so basically, you know what I'm saying? So one chick might feel like, you know what, if a guy opens the door for me, you know, you get brownie points for that. Like, bro, like you opened the door for me. That's what's up. And some women might feel like, hell no, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, did you really?
Right.
Like, I was, I mean, and we were just friends or whatever, but we were going out to eat or whatever the case may be. Pull up, she walking out or whatever. Like, hey, what's up? Not that I had any type of problem doing it. Like, I'm not courting her to like whatever, but she had that
expectation.
Like, yo, like, I'm a queen, baby. You better come open this door. You know what I'm saying? So. And I'm not against that.
Roll down the window on
but
not as friends. Like, what are you waiting on?
Right.
Not as friends, man. Like,
you leave something.
Right. If we're in the process of courting, then okay, I understand.
I like homies.
Right.
Get your ass in the
car. Get your ass in. Right.
Get your fake ass.
No, but I think that
touch the handle.
Yeah, but I think that having these kind of conversations are healthy. You know what I'm saying? Just like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that was a thing. So like for me, like if a girl reach over and like if I get open the door for her and she get in the car and she reach over and like open the door,
that's a Bronx tale I would never.
Come on, son. Like yo, you get brownie points for like oh my god, like you might be a keeper. Like you reached over to open the door.
People don't have this knowledge though.
It's rare.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Not
just
very
like
often that happens.
But just even with women who I work with, right? We walking through different buildings. If I take the street side. Right? And some of them like I had no idea you were supposed to do that.
I did that to Danny.
And I'm like, I don't either, but that's the thing.
I was like, Danny, stop. But it's like I couldn't. I didn't want to be because I did it on one side of the street and then we crossed the street and I was like,
you gotta switch up.
Right,
but I was like,
I switch up.
I was just like, all right, we almost at the building now.
Right. We almost there now.
I made it like so awkward the first time. I was just
like,
Danny, damn. I did it the first time, but it was too late.
But like people, but that is a disconnect, a generational disconnect.
For sure. Yeah,
Us again not sharing knowledge, passing knowledge down. That this is the way you treat a man, this is the way you treat a woman. These are the things you should expect.
If you had that,
if they had that knowledge, right?
So if they ain't got that knowledge, they can't. How can they pass you down? Right?
Our parents must have been savages.
Right. Like we wasn't raised like that, baby.
How
I
many
don't know
times?
what to tell you.
Like nobody really. I think I learned the street thing from like one of my OGs. It's like, no, you walk on the outside of the street. It's just like, why? It's like, so I get hit first?
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly it.
But it's interesting though.
What if you just feel like a homie?
Cruel.
Like what I'm supposed to do if a car comes?
Cruel,
Like,
all right,
I'm really
pushing both of us out the way.
So I die, right? I'm supposed to die.
Jump.
So what if I'm with a homie?
I'm gonna hug the
she ain't
inside
got
just
no
like
kids.
her.
It's like she older. It's like I got family. It's
like,
I
I got the most to lose.
That used to say me. I got more to live for.
Right.
If you die, are they really gonna be mad?
Right.
Like
No,
your
but I
life
think
insurance policy is pretty good.
Right. Let me see your life policy before we get started. But no, I think that we should have these conversations, man. I think it'd be dope to make it a game type of thing. Have one for single people, have one for folks that are dated, and one one for married people.
Let's do it.
Like, I think
Chivalry
that'd be dope
really
as hell.
dead.
So I want to
That's the
actually create a
question.
game.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it from like a social thing.
It's
So where
dying.
like we
It is
get all the
dying,
answers from the what I'm saying, the community
Family
or whatever.
Feud,
Yeah, like a Family Feud type of thing. And so like the top answers are like this or whatever. But it's still the person that could be like, you know what, I'm going to give. I would give that this many brownie points though. Like I would. Nope, not for me. But like in a single audience, it's just like, yo, I ain't messing with her because she too much. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel that way, then cool. Like. But if not, you just like, you know, I like the little high class. Okay, all right, let me tap. You know what I'm saying? Let me go talk to her then.
I mean, you could
But
at least
that
reach for the
communication
pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
even
right,
if
right.
I'm paying for the meal, like you know,
Like act like it, right. Act like, yo, let me.
No, I got that. I got that.
Right,
Or get
Don't
the
just
tip.
sit there like,
Yo, the tip is always available to get.
Right.
Shout out to the women out there snatching it though.
Right. Like no.
excuse me,
Mine.
Like yo, can I have that? Nope, I got it. All right, the next one then. Like I got you.
you're
Like,
fantastic.
But
Your existence is pure.
All right, cool. If we go to Social Sushi, I got you.
right. Absolutely.
Psych, I know the guy that does it.
Now you
Guess
get a special
what?
experience. Let me hit my man Jay up.
Right.
Like, we, you know,
Get the
what I'm saying?
table in the kitchen, like you know, like on the Italian movies, you go to the kitchen,
right.
giving everybody 20. So
Right here you go.
Yep, absolutely.
we getting in on this game real quick.
We in the kitchen.
Let's go for it.
Where's it at? Anybody see it?
I got it.
I got it.
Oh, the taboo.
Yeah. So
hey, real quick, what's crazy though, and is the differences in other communities. So I was talking to this Mexican chick or some chick who did something or whatever, and she said that
That did something.
I don't really remember.
I was talking to a Mexican checker. Basically, she did something in life.
She speaks Spanish. That's all
Yeah,
I know.
something like that. Her name Maria. I don't really know. But
Hernandez,
but
something.
look, so she said that in Mexico, if a guy is walking on the street side, it's because he's her pimp and he's trying to sell her.
Oh,
So
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like you go to different countries and you know what may be chivalrous to you may be prostitution in another way.
Right.
So, yeah, taboo though.
You better step, right. You better step the fuck off my girl.
Right.
But have a girl be like, "Are you making me an offer?
Right. Is that what's
Are
happening?
you trying to pimp me?"
Shout out to Meek Mill who also back.
Oh yeah, I think Meek is definitely back.
I haven't heard it.
Nah, he's back.
It's
Yeah, I haven't
nice.
listened to
Nah,
it yet.
he's back.
What is it like? Like what vibes he giving me? Just turn up, yelling on every record like it's
Like
summer.
Dreams and Nightmares. The intro.
For real?
Yeah.
So is he Greasy?
It's like a lot of pain and like, yo, I really took some L's. But I'm winning. Like I took these L's and
threw it
learned
on.
from them, but I'm still winning.
Oh, this
like,
Meek new album?
Man, like I'm talking about, it's inspirational. Like it's just like, it's like I think Meek was literally down 3-1, and he came back. Like he was like,
And won? Well, we still got games to play.
nah, he won. Nah, I'm not saying like he won the championship of rapper, but I'm saying like he won his personal battle championship.
Gotcha. Okay,
like,
for sure.
Because he was like we counted him. I think we all kind of counted him out after that.
It seemed like he counted himself out. I don't know that because I don't know him, but just like
but it's
not
like,
hearing from him in a while, it was kind of like
Oh yeah.
I remember in the beginning.
I gotta
it
get
was
to
just
that
like,
Meek Mill next.
It was just like, yo, like we was like, yo, it's donezo. Like after like Summer 16 dropped, it was like, up, put him in the casket.
Yeah,
He's
it's
over. But nah,
and
like,
that was summer 16. How we are summer 17. So it's been like a full
Also,
year.
B, it's a good
it's been
album.
2 years because it started when we first started podcasting. Like the
That
battle.
was back to back.
Yeah, like
We
was
was
in the living room.
we was in the living room.
We were still in the living room. Back to back came out.
Time, man.
Wait. Maybe I'm out of the loop on this. I see 2 Meek Mill albums. I see Meek and Music.
It's the other
and
one.
Yeah, it's
Wins and Losses.
Wins and losses.
Yeah.
Meek and
What's
music.
Meek and
I
Music?
feel like he just had to throw away a lot of albums.
Oh,
A lot of records.
Yeah, he had to throw away. No, he had like 2 albums.
What do you mean?
Like he had a whole album that came out.
For real?
Yeah, you don't remember? It was like,
No.
well, Liddy again was on it.
Oh, I thought it was just a mixtape.
So which
Nah,
one
it
am
was
I
Dreams Chasers
listening
4, Wins
to?
and losses.
Wins and Losses.
Yeah.
Which was a mixtape, right?
No, Dream Chasers 4 was the actual album. It came out on Tidal. It was like physical copies. It was an album. It was just terrible.
I was listening to French Montana this week. Not bad.
Meh. That's how I feel
Yeah,
about that.
I would give it about that. As at a point, I was just like,
Danny, that don't swivel.
It does, but it's creaky.
Oh.
Shout out to the oil.
I made this face. I was like,
I'm like, Danny keep lifting his camera. Well, don't swivel. Let's get
Yeah,
this.
shout out to Meek though. Welcome back.
Yeah, it was a dope project. I enjoyed
yeah,
it.
man.
I guess it's gonna take me some time.
Yeah.
I'm still on Hove.
Yeah.
Y'all get on those trending topics on Twitter this week. Trending topics on Twitter this week.
This
Fucking
nigga cracked
Kevin
himself the
Hart,
fuck up.
Usher. Whom else was it? It was one
That
more
was
person.
like kind of like
What was that trending topic? What was
The R.
that?
Kelly
Man,
shit. It was,
Yeah, R. Kelly.
it
all
was
that
like
shit.
meaningless story. Like, of course.
It was just a whole bunch of shit that nobody like. It was like a whole bunch of TMZ type stories.
Yup.
Yeah.
And we ain't TMZ, Dave.
We're not.
NWP.
Of
mean, we
course,
didn't-
Usher has herpes.
Duh.
That's a
the
story.
Biggest
Yeah.
pop R&B dude alive.
Can't get rid of that, can't
I
you?
was gonna say
Nah,
he's
that's
like
for
the
life.
James
If Magic
Bond.
Johnson got a cure for AIDS, how Usher got his herpes still? Like, yo, it's like you gotta zap that out, bro.
Zap
Zap
it
it
out.
out.
Damn.
That's how you get rid of herpes. Get you a taboo, get you a taboo buzzer.
Right.
Every bump you see.
Thanks, Doc.
Right,
Cure.
all good. Every
Right.
$100,000. Let's get this game.
This game popping lock.
Who's starting off?
I'll start off.
Man, we got Kyle, man. Drop us a game intro. We need a game intro. So any listeners out there who fluent in this artistry of music,
BJ, you gotta watch
go ahead and
it. Can I get
create
the
us a
sound
nice.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and create us a very, very nice game intro. And you better
You
say,
ready?
say the word sand in there for me one time.
Sand.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1, crank.
All right, you eat this. It's yellow.
Bananas,
It get it stuck in your teeth.
popcorn,
Take pop
Pop.
off. Take,
corn.
Yep.
Corn.
You use this to like Miss Brown. She used to if she had to put something.
Whiteboard, eraser, chalk,
Yep. You got fucked up teeth, so you
braces.
got no. You need
molars,
a. It's like in the ground, so you need a.
root canal.
Yep. Yo, our energy is
Great,
all right, but if it's homegrown, it's
pure. It's
I
homegrown.
buy apple juice like this
Organic.
for Jordan. Yep.
Organic.
September 2nd is my
Birthday. No. Edward wedding.
this used to happen. If the postman come, you get
Mail.
All right, but
Milk.
it's like you
Milk
get
mail.
mail. You get mail, but on your computer it'd be like
You got mail, AOL.
Yep. DVDs. Damn, I was cooking.
CDs, DVDs.
Yeah, 6. My cook number.
Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Told me that son.
Let's go. This is y'all time. The time is now.
Ready, set, go.
Asian people eat this. It's without
rice.
Yeah, but
noodles.
No, it doesn't have like any meat or anything. It's kind of like it's
sushi.
It's a soybean product.
Tofu.
Yep.
You said bean.
No, I didn't.
Get
You
it.
said soybean.
Come on, what time?
Come the
man?
fuck on. Thank you. Really?
You did say. Did you not say soybean?
I said soybean. Yes. What? Come on. You gonna
The word says bean.
for real, dog? All right. Fuck it.
All right.
You did say half the word.
Bullshit. All right. You ready? All right. Oh, you already started.
Go ahead, Dad.
Kids. Go ahead.
Keep going. Go. He letting you cook.
Kids use this, of course. Damn. They put their finances in it.
Bank.
Yeah,
Trust.
But you can break it.
Clickety.
An account, a checking account.
You can break. You can
Oh,
literally.
piggy bank.
There you go. Not made out of plastic, but made out of
wood.
Yeah, but it's a Disney movie. It's a character in it.
Woody.
Yep.
That's what-
Legally.
Blind.
Yep. This is like dinner that you have with
Brunch?
mashed potatoes.
Dinner.
It's something that you have with mashed potatoes.
Meatloaf.
Yep.
And that's Sam.
Wasn't saying. I literally still have 5 seconds left. This nigga cut me off early.
Yeah,
and
like
shit,
we.
dog.
I mean, we stopped your time. Like,
No, it's not.
yeah. So you know.
Bullshit.
What's that, 4?
It's
Yeah, 4.
Y'all was good though.
What
4 or
y'all got?
6. Y'all doing good.
Technically 5, man. But whatever.
Wait, you said soybean.
I've given you guys that in the past, but you know what? It is what it is. Hang on.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes.
Dickory. Ready?
Yes.
Game.
You eat with these 3
Forks.
things. Keep on.
Utensils.
No, forks.
Forks, knives, and spoons.
A trash
Bag. Can.
No, it's a
Dumpster.
Keep going with those.
A trash
You put
receptacle.
clothes in these as well.
A trash bucket. Trash bag. A trash.
You starting with the right letters.
Trash basket. Bucket. Keep going. Just go.
All right. I don't know who that is. We throw these circular round things
Frisbees.
down.
Bowling ball.
Bowling what?
Pins.
Keep going.
Bowling ball. Bowling.
What's the whole entire location? We want to go
Bowling
to
alley.
Yeah. Growing up in the
City. Jungle.
If I want to do this to
Stab.
no,
Fork.
the outside trees are made of
Leaves.
trees are made of
Roots.
all right,
Wood.
I want to smoke back wood. So if I'm doing this to some
woodpecker.
the little shit that come out
Wood
at the end of
chips.
it. No, I saw that. And it's not real.
It comes off of a. It's round. It got hair on it. You crack
Coconut.
It. Yeah. A television, but a big one.
Flat screen. Plasma screen. Projector.
The second word is right.
Movie screen.
It's not tall, but it's
So not flat screen. Short.
not tall. But what's the other way?
Wide. Wide screen.
Yep. You on a piece of paper.
Right.
You just,
Scribble.
You're just trying to
Doodle.
Yep. When afro, but it's not
Afro
it's not
puff?
maintained. It's not maintained. You're having a what?
A bad hair day.
Yep. You're by yourself.
Alone. Lonely. Single.
It's not public, but it's
Private.
It's time.
Damn.
It's time. It's actually time. That's what it is. What y'all grab
I
off
got
that
private, didn't I?
No,
What y'all
he
grab off
said
that one?
public.
It's time to get lit. What y'all
I
grab?
said public.
How many we get?
Like 5?
5.
5. So what you had the first round?
9.
9 total. What y'all
Okay,
got?
9, 8. What we had? We had 6 the first one?
Yep.
I get
Oh,
that.
so that's
Sam?
9, 9.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, it's 9-9.
9,
Stop
9.
throwing shit at me with your over competitive ass, dog.
Catch
This
it.
nigga constantly throwing 3, 2, 1.
Michael Phelps and women have.
Pecs.
No, women
Swimming.
have. No, Michael Phelps does.
It's a swimmer.
All right, and women
Swimsuits.
have. What's the form of the
Bathing
swimming?
suits.
What's the
Backstrokes. Butterflies.
Women.
Breaststroke.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Harry Potter's
Magician.
Yep. If I draw on a
Piece of paper. Canvas.
Yep. Man, I'm so ready.
Angry.
I got so much
excitement.
No.
Adrenaline.
Yep. Yo, I don't want to eat nothing that's I don't
processed sugar,
but
healthy.
I don't eat cheese no more. I don't eat none of this
vegan.
Stuff. Yep. A wrench is a
tool.
Yep. Yo, if we going out to with the statue with the Jesus, what's
Brazil.
Yep. It's a commercial insurance.
Time.
Right.
One of those don't count because you said eat. On vegan, I ain't catch it till you put it down.
How many we got?
You got 6. So you didn't catch it then.
15.
No, he caught it.
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
15.
Do the
Twist.
I'm not doing that one. This dude, my man from Blank Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, but think about the
Daniel something.
No. Harry is correct, but think about the guy that. Oh, come on. Think about the guy that used to do tricks.
I don't know.
And that's
Make me clap my
time.
hands.
Sand.
Really, dog? Steve, this is what they do. This nigga just gonna be all in my ear, on my fucking shoulder with the goddamn.
Stop.
What was the hairy one?
Houdini. He fucked up. You don't go that route. There you go, David.
Let's
What was that, 3?
Let's enjoy ourselves.
It's a bitch move.
Y'all got 3?
Huh?
Yeah.
12, 15?
Yep.
12 to 10.
Mhm.
You want 4 rounds?
Yep.
All right,
There
ready?
might be some OT.
And go.
If somebody breaks into your
House.
what should go off?
A home alarm system.
He got that. T.I. song.
Rubber Band Man.
Yeah. Steph.
Curry.
When everybody before 1999, what was the next year that was coming?
2000. The millennium.
What did they call
Y2K.
That?
Millennium.
People. It's like a.
Good job.
It's a. I'm on a quest in order.
A journey, a venture.
So okay. So what am I? If it's a bunch of people
Hiking,
looking
trip.
for a certain thing, we're on a
treasure hunt.
what kind of hunt? Different word in front of hunt.
Hunt. Different word in front of hunt.
Yeah, treasure hunt. It's a game where.
Fuck. I don't know. Go to the next one.
Okay. All right. So he's not the hero. He's a
Villain.
Okay. Another word for villains. They're like the blank in a situation. They're the
Spinster.
I feel like the blank is the biggest. Fuck. It was a J. All right. This game is called.
Taboo.
Some
Time.
joints. All right. Fuck. Damn. That shit. What was that joint? Scavenger hunt.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon.
What we grab? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
20.
What we got?
12. Culprit.
Yeah. I didn't know how to like.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm ready.
He's ready to lose.
Where the sand at? Sand, please.
That horrible throw.
It's a pop.
Soda.
a basic
Pepsi.
one.
Cola.
Yep.
Coca-Cola.
Yep. He was shit. Only in America. Only in America. The dude.
The dude.
Only in America.
Only in America.
Go.
Sir Donald.
This is where you go search for stuff on
Beach.
Nope. You go search for
scavenger
it
hunt
on that thing right there.
Internet.
Yep.
World Wide Web.
Yep. When you are walking but you don't have anything on your feet.
Barefoot.
Yep. This is the nope. Open all the doors. Here are all the people. Wait, no. It's on the ground.
Groundhog.
Cricket.
Frog.
Nope, but it's no the other one.
You said cricket. Cricket is on there.
That's times, guys.
I was
Sand.
trying to make a sound. That was 30 or a minute already.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Damn.
And I didn't have a good game.
Shit.
It's okay.
15.
15 to 20.
Dave is actually carrying the squad now. I just want to let you know.
Really, dog? Come on.
They just
Don't do
trying to
that. I know. They just
Don't.
the fuck.
I just look at the rafters.
It was steeple. Here's a church.
Open
here's
the doors,
a
look at the
steeple.
people.
Yeah.
What is that from?
It's like a little
It had to
hand
be
thing.
from something, dog.
Yeah, like it was like here's a here's a church, here's a steeple. Open all the doors, look at all the people.
I didn't know what that was. Open the door, look at the people. Yo, what is that?
Bro, Kev, I ain't know you. My bad, I didn't mean to look at your phone, but I didn't know you got busy on the games.
I just started that, man. Yeah. I'm active, so I'm taking all challengers.
So yeah, if you got an iPhone, you know.
Busy on the games. What's that? What that mean?
It's like games, pigeons or something like that.
It's like games on iPhones.
Oh, like an actual game.
Yeah, you can play.
Oh, okay, I can get in on the pigeons.
Yeah, who can't play?
Ooh. Oh. You can go ahead and shut that camera off now. You good. Damn. I believe with that comment, your services are now complete. So
it's okay. Do you want an iPhone, Danny?
Shitting on people.
I used to be an iPhone person. I have Macs computers.
You should get back. Here.
Just trying to save money.
Oh, but you want to be back on the squad? I'll find you one. It's okay. I'll find you one.
If I shoot it to our group text, will it even come through?
Probably. It might. Let's see.
Would you be able to see it?
Yeah, I might be able to.
I just shot it. You check. Dave, you just sit there.
Dave, you just sit there and just look miserable.
In the group text.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I got it. What came through as a video, as a picture?
Oh, so we can't even have to play it?
Yeah.
No, I'm in the chat.
I don't see it.
Well, you probably ain't got the message.
I'll start a new group chat.
Yeah, and then we can play. Yeah.
Just gotta leave a couple of people out.
Damn. Kev, you got some wise words for us this week, brother?
Man, I really like what Jay Rayford said, man, about earlier. Just not allowing, man, you gonna go through life, and it may be friends, it may be family, it may be anybody else on the opposite side of your dreams telling you that you can't achieve something. Mm-hmm. And I think hearing a nice story like Jay Rayford's, man, where it was literally his father who told him, like, in a sense, like, don't follow your dreams, or that you aren't able to achieve your dreams. And to have that as a weight, necessarily like on your shoulder, like the person that's supposed to provide inspiration for you, be the very one that, is kind of being the cloud over the sunshine of your life, being able to come from that, weather that storm, and come out on top, and then provide a light and sunshine to other people who may be going through that same situation. So follow your dreams, man, and then when you follow your dreams, just realize that you open the door for so many other people to follow theirs. You can be that possibility. You can be that hope for someone who is hopeless. So if you don't do it for yourself, man, do it for other people. Do it for your cousins, do it for your brothers, do it for your sisters, do it for everybody in there. Do it all for the hopeless ones, man, because you can be that hope. So follow your dreams, and follow your dreams.
Man, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's get these shout outs. Start with Dave. What you got for us this week, brother?
Shout out, of course, to my woman, Lauren D.M. Franklin, baby doll, and the impact, of course, it is that you've had on my life. Shout out to my family, all the individuals that are in my family, and also my family as a collective, for the impacts, of course, that you've had on my life, and shaping who it is that I call myself today. Shout out to all my friends and the family members, of course, in this room. Without y'all and your limitless advice and consultation, I truly don't know where I would be. I'm going through it right now. I don't necessarily wish to talk about it, but I definitely appreciate all the sentiments that I've been receiving. And I love y'all, and I love your faces. I love my son. And just be good to each other, seriously, because you really don't know how much time you have left with people. That's all. Peace.
Love you too, bro.
Appreciate it. Love you too, brother. What you got for us, week, B?
Nothing much. I don't have any shout outs this week.
Thank you, Brandon.
It's your time.
Keep it simple.
Keep it
minimal.
Fuck you all. Good night.
Basically.
Yeah. Shout out.
I don't feel like showing no love at the moment.
Nobody. Man, shout out to all my brothers. Everybody. I love y'all. I know it's been some trying times for my family in general. That means y'all. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to this live show that we about to have. I think we set the date. It's officially September 16th. Is that the actual date?
Y'all ready?
Y'all got to get ready. Tickets and more information will be coming shortly.
Shout out to Dave, his entire family. We're gonna skip over B.
Yep.
Shout out to B. Shout out to my boy JG. I've officially am paid in full for my Cancun trip, so we are ready to go. Wheels up.
Yeah, we gotta drink at least drink or pour out half of the liquor that's there.
Where?
In Cancun.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? We gotta get our money's worth.
Oh yeah, I'm like, why are we pouring the liquor? It's like, no, I'm having a ball. No,
what kind of ball though?
I'm a LeVar ball. I'm having a
Can't walking in there.
Turn out. I'm having a LeVar ball, Alonzo ball.
I'm having a whole ball.
All the balls. I can't say that. I'm having all. Whoa, like slow down, Usher. Slow down, Usher. Slow down, Usher. Hey, shout out to Dominique Murdoch. I see she signed the Wave Billboard of celebrities. I had a chance to kick it with Don while she was in town. Just shout out to her and all the people who also, just living life, man, and like following their dreams and traveling and giving back and teaching the youth. Like, just shout out to everybody out here getting it. Shout out to all the dreams, all the goals, all the prayers that are going to be answered and things that are going to work in our favor. Shout out to, expressing your vision, expressing your love, man. It ain't nothing huge, man, but I hosted an event in Campus Martians earlier this week. And I was just thinking, living in my grandma's house and being on Finkel and Freeland off Schaefer and Chalfont, dog, and just, like, commentating basketball games in the street. And then being in Campus Martians, like, introducing international football players. Like, that shit is dope, and it's only the beginning. So just never stop, never surrender, never let off that pedal, man, because just drive harder to your dreams. Then you'll realize it. So shout out to everybody in the world, man. Just blessings, man, and let's keep continuing to get it.
Appreciate that. All right, that's all we got. Make sure you follow us on NWP on Twitter at This Is NWP, on Instagram at NWP Podcast. Make sure you go to the website, thisisnwp.com. We about to get these videos up so you can see the show on
comment.
YouTube.
Let us know what's up.
Yeah, so we about to have, so you can actually see our faces and our facial expressions. Shout out to Danny, man. She been in here for like, I think 3-4 weeks straight.
Yeah, officially part of the team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Don.
That's usually something that I would say. So
it's fine. So, whatever.
But we got a new D in the crib.
Bro, you been like,
y'all gotta chill. Like, y'all gotta chill. Y'all don't call Don D. So y'all don't.
I mean, no, but it's just like, I get it.
Man, wrap the show up. All right. Sand on this conversation. Sand on this
show. Sand.
Oh man, this guy is
Mr. Terrific.
This guy is
Astronaut Jones.
Hey yo, this guy is blessed. Yo, I'm JG, man. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate it.
Niggas telling me, got me catching them felonies. Got me selling crack and attacking, jacking niggas for jackets. 7 kids on one mattress sleeping. How did this happen, nigga? Did it happen cause I'm living like a rapper, nigga? Balenciaga smoking cookie with the ratchet niggas. Playing part for the camera, but just the acting, nigga. A lot of talk over music, but just no action, nigga. Took 5 murders just to make you wet. They caught you and need a voice while you sit there instead. So consumed in your shoes and the stuff that you wear. You talking commas after commas, but nobody cares, my nigga.